Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Saturday show. I'm your host, Karl, just Levy, and we got my usual suspects, my co-hosts, Reece and Stephan. Good morning to both of you guys. How you doing?
Morning.
Not bad, thanks.
I'm not too
Good,
bad. Not too bad.
good. We got some
Sorry,
loads of
I'm just laughing at Reese's comment in the comments.
yeah.
Which one?
No,
You're
there won't be no
welcome.
Nazi discussion. He's right. So let's get that one out the way because after we talked about this week, I did see someone in the comment is Scottish football. Or I watched paint dry. That was in the comments this week between
Yeah.
yeah. So we're not going to talk about that. That's over and done with. So yeah, but we are going to talk about some other things, including last night's game between Wrexham and Nottingham Forest as well. We'll get that in Fox as well. But let's get all the fixtures up for today in this weekend's games because no Premier League or even the Championship as well. So let's bring this up. So today we got some couple of games in the 12:15 kickoff between
Mm.
Leicester City go away to Cheltenham. Big game between Macclesfield against the Holders Crystal Palace, and it's all Premier League tie between Everton against Sunderland. Shrewsbury Town also go away to Wolves, who got their first win of just last weekend against West Ham. Let's say all games are around 3 o'clock. Millwall go away to Burnley. Fulham home to Middlesbrough. Big game for Exeter City. They go away to Manchester City. Could that be the debut of Anton Semenyo, who's joined the club just a couple of days, just about 24 or 24
Mm.
hours ago? Brentford go away to Sheffield Wednesday, and then looking at the set 5:45 kickoffs, Spurs at home to Aston Villa, and then
That's the big one. That's the big game of the day for sure.
it is a big game of day. Cambridge United home to Birmingham City, and then Grimsby Town to Essex. One of these teams will go to the fourth round of the FA Cup, and then in the Scottish Premiership, we've got at least 4 games today. Martin News back in the dugout for the third time in a row, and he will be managing in the season. They're at home to Dundee United at Parkhead. Hibernia gets Motherwell late today at 3 o'clock. Lewison, who made a big sign outside of Scott Arfield this week, they're not home to Kilmarnock, and Falkirk away to St Mirren as well. And then looking down in the League One, League Two, there's a lot of games will be postponed due to frozen pitches, due to the bad weather. Only 4 games in League One, which is Stockport against Horsham Town at 12:30, Luton at home to Stevenage, and then Leighton Orient our home to Cardiff City, and then Bolton away at Peterborough. Only 2 games in League Two. Crew Alexandra against Harrogate Town, and then Tranmere Rovers against Bromley as well. So, actually, no, Harrogate Town, yeah, Cheltenham will match with them because they're in the FA Cup.
I've seen some interesting news today. It's actually come out, and it actually affects the women's match. Actually, it's on at 12:30. The Super League game.
Yeah, it's between Arsenal and Manchester United. That game could be in the match, and I can't believe
This game also could determine who's going to sign Georgia Stanway from Bayern because she's confirmed she's leaving Bayern at the end of the season.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, that was all confirmed yesterday. It was.
I'm not much of a Stanway fan, I will admit, but when I look at our midfield is strong. I would still add her in because I feel like United could do with an extra defensive, gritty player,
Yeah,
especially with the squad we've got.
I would say it's whoever wins that game will get Georgia Stanley's services.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Whoever wins. Plus, Arsenal's women's coach signed a long-term contract yesterday through until 2029.
Yeah.
Rennie Seagars. So the English women's game is flourishing at the moment, let's just say.
It is. Only 4 games in the National League as well. York City away at Sutton United. Bridge at home against Boss United, which is a 5:30 kickoff. Only 2 games in the Scottish Championship. Ayr United against Adronians and Wraith Rovers against Arbroath. Greenock Morton's game against Dunfermline is postponed, along with Queen's Park game against St John's is postponed. Only 2 games postponed in League One. Our Athletic and P10's games are also being postponed. So those games are still showing, but we did get some news. But now got that East Kilbride game has been postponed. So only 2 games in Scottish League Two happening, which is Edinburgh City gets still Albion and Forth Athletic against Stranraer as well, and then the African Cup of Nations, the quarterfinals. We saw Senegal and Morocco get through to the semi-finals. It's a big game between these nations. Algeria against Nigeria at 4:00. Then the big game between the multi-time champions Egypt against Ivory Coast, who are the holders of.
I want Ivory Coast to win the whole tournament, but considering how inconsistent Man United are, I would much prefer Egypt going through so we can get Amad Diallo back, even though he's the best player at the tournament. But I just think the reality beckons right now that we need him more than Ivory Coast does. So I actually hope Ivory Coast don't win, but I still want them to win this.
Aye. And then they've got the English FA Trophy where all these games, most of the teams who are in the National League are playing games. Karl and they're away at Chatham Town, Bath City Hall gets Southend, Forest Green Rovers, they go away to Ebbsfleet United as well. Yorktown gets Alvechurch as well. Only a couple of games in the National North and South League are being postponed. These are the games that are still going on today, but please check your local, your club, the club's websites for any postponements on social media as well, for any last minute postponements as well.
Here's a top tip. See, for all your club matches that are being postponed, go and help your local clubs. Go and help them sweep the snow off the bloody pitches. You'll actually get your game ahead.
Absolutely, as well. Let's go down to the European competitions in the Spanish La Liga. Only some key games. Valencia home to Elche at 8 o'clock, which is a Saturday night football game. Villarreal gets Alves at 4:15. I think Villarreal made some big signing. They signed Kenneth Taylor from Ajax, which is a big move.
He's a quality midfield player. I like Kenneth Taylor. He's got a really good left foot on him. He's got good ball control. He's not like a typical Dutch player. He actually likes to be a bit more aggressive. So I normally compare the Dutch to the French because they're both pussies, but I actually think he plays more aggressive. I quite like that about him. So
I do as well.
It's a good move for him, and I think he's tailor-made for Villarreal as well because it's more like that aggressive side that can play a bit of counter, a bit of dominant attacking play. Like I think he slots in really well.
Absolutely, I think he'll slot very well, very right. I think whoever club gets him after, they're going to make a huge profit again.
Huge.
In the German Bundesliga, only 2 games in the Bundesliga be postponed. RB Leipzig's game away to St. Pauli's be postponed. Werder Bremen's game against Hoffenheim is also be postponed as well. But we have a 5:30 kickoff between Bayer Leverkusen at home to Stuttgart, which is a huge game. And then in Serie A, 2 games around at 2 o'clock. Como against Bologna. 2 teams are really vying for European spots at the moment.
Yeah.
And also later at 5 o'clock, Roma gets Sassuolo at 5 o'clock, and then at 7:45, Atalanta, after a disappointing defeat to Juventus in the midweek, they're at home to Torino as well. Down is the French Cup as well, the Coupe de France as well. The big game of that weekend, which was short in the Sunday fixtures as well. We'll discuss more about that in the Dutch league. AZ Alkmaar against Volendam, PSV at home to Escalzo at 7 o'clock as well. And let's go into
big one. It's a big one for FC20 as well because I'm pretty sure this is the first league game where Ten Hag is actually there. Ten Hag is the sporting director.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's his first one. But there was a report that came out as well about the St. Pauli Leipzig game. They actually did clear the stadium. They actually cleared it of the snow and the heavy weather, but they've decided not to go ahead with the game. They still think it's not safe. So even though the stadium was clear, they've not gone ahead with it. As for the Serie A games with Milan, again, another disappointing draw. Last-minute equaliser from Rafael Leao. They're 17 games unbeaten since the opening defeat of the season. They've not lost a single game since that opening game of the season.
Yeah, they haven't actually.
Milan dropping points. They're now 3 points behind Inter in the league, who are now back on top. But this, depending on results today, it will allow the likes of Roma and Como to close the gap if they can win. But same for Bologna. If Bologna beat Como, I think they go above Como in the league. It's so close between them. In the division, it's so close.
It's very close. It's very close in that league in Italy as well. It really is. Tomorrow's games in the FA Cup, the lunchtime kickoff between Derby County and Leeds United. Leeds 7-match unbeaten run came to an end after losing to Newcastle early this week in the Premier League last minute as well. Arsenal away to Portsmouth. That's to be an interesting game at 2 o'clock as well. We've got some staggered games between half 2 and half 4. The big game is, I would say, Manchester United gets a bit Brighton at half 4 as well, especially we'll talk about Manchester United shortly as well. Manchester United go into Sheffield United, and West Ham at home to QPR as well. West Ham are in dire straits at the moment, and If they lose to QPR, that could be their potential team in the Championship next season. This is going to be a laughing stock as well. And in the Scottish Premiership, 2 games in the Scottish Premiership. Dundee United against Hearts as well. Against Hearts, and then Rangers go away to Aberdeen in the reverse fixture after Rangers beat Aberdeen earlier this week 2-0 as well.
Both on TV as well, I believe.
Yeah, both on TV as well.
Back to back, basically.
And also, if you got Sky Sports in the UK, there's WSL Motorview games as well between Villa against Brighton, West Ham go away to Chelsea, Man City against Everton, and Tottenham Hotspur against Leicester City, and then the 2:30 game between Liverpool and London City Lionesses, and you see the Scottish Women's Cup as well too. Hibernian home to Celtic tomorrow, which is one of the big games at 1 o'clock as well. So make sure those games are still going to be ongoing tomorrow.
There's a weird thing about the FA Cup as well. If any Premier League teams get knocked out as well of the FA Cup, they're going to have a full month off as well, because the next set of fixtures is after the international break. You're going to get a month off. So for all them Championship clubs that are celebrating victories over Premier League clubs, you've actually done the Prem clubs a favour.
Pretty much, yeah. They have done them a favour as well. Also, the Spanish Super Copa final between Barcelona and Real Madrid tomorrow in Saudi Arabia at 7 o'clock as well.
What a horrible final. I'm sorry, that's a horrible final.
It is.
El Clasico final, though.
But it's happened every year, this.
Yeah, I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of this whole... only 4 teams are in a semi-final. It's always the teams that finish in the top 4 of the fucking league.
This cup seems like it's fixed every year to have this final.
It used to be two teams about a couple of years ago when it was before the start of the La Liga season. Now, because of the deal with Saudi Arabia, they moved it to mid-season.
Yeah. It's the same with like the Serie A as well. Like Serie A, top 4 teams will go into the Supercoppa d'Italia, and then they'll get to play the final. At least the final is Napoli versus fucking Bologna, because they knocked out Inter and they knocked out Milan. Whereas the Spanish Super Cup, Atletico Madrid were lucky as well to lose. Unlucky, to lose to Real Madrid. If it hadn't been for that beautiful screamer from Valverde, who is an incredible player, but in hindsight as well, someone needs to have a conversation with Vinicius Jr. I'm sorry, but he's just as scummy as Gabriel Martinelli. Somebody needs to genuinely have words about him. But I'm more looking forward to Fiorentina versus Milan or Inter versus Napoli on Sunday. Those are the games I'm more paying attention to, apart from obviously the Man United Brighton game, which is going to be a disaster.
Well, we'll see tomorrow as well.
I'm not watching that fucking Super Copa final.
No, I'm not as well.
I like Hansi Flick as a manager, but it means Marcus Rashford might win a trophy, and I'm not watching.
I know. In the German Bundesliga, 2 games there. The big game at 4:30 between Bayern Munich against Wolfsburg as well. And in Serie A, Reece, your team, AC Milan go away to winless Fiorentina at 2 o'clock tomorrow as well. And then
to be fair, they do have one win when they smashed Udinese 5-0.
Fucking hell, I forgot about that. Yeah, I didn't realize it was so quick.
But then things went downhill again. I think they've actually picked up some results in recent weeks. I think they've picked up a little bit, but they're not really doing much. The only thing is, though, is because of Milan's form against, there's no disrespect to Fiorentina, but the way they're playing, they are a lesser team. I'm already predicting that this is going to be a draw. Because Milan have had some weird records against the lower half of the league, whereas the top half, they've not conceded a goal from open play against the top half in the league. They've only conceded 1 goal against the top half in the league. So I'm really skeptical about Milan. I think the only way Milan win if Milan go 2-0 up at half time. I actually, based on the Genoa game where Milan drew 1-1, where Milan scored a 92nd minute equaliser thanks to Rafael Leao, I'll be surprised if Milan actually beat Fiorentina. I actually think one of Allegri's favourite players will actually score in this game. I think Moise Keane's going to score.
Yeah, I know that would be.
But Milan have to win, especially with Mainan renewing his contract.
Yeah, That's huge, really huge as well. Big game at 7:45 tomorrow evening. So yeah,
Yeah.
Inter Milan gets Napoli.
I'm watching that. That's going to be a really good game. I mean, I'll be watching hopefully for Inter Milan to lose,
Yeah,
but I'm really looking forward. I would take a draw, but I'd prefer Inter to lose. Just if Milan win, Milan will go joint top with just on goal difference. Inter's goal difference is the only difference, but yeah, I'm hoping Napoli do beat them. It's been a good run of form for Napoli recently. They were in bad form for quite a while. Like they kept losing unnecessary points, but Serie A is so good this season that people are actually capitalising, failing to capitalise. It's for me the most competitive league in football, and it's like from the top 5 leagues, it's the most competitive league. It's a joy to watch. It's been absolutely brilliant. So I'm hoping Napoli do me a favour. I really hope Napoli do me a favour tomorrow night.
Hopefully they will do for you, man, because you
do
as well.
Massive.
Lille against Lyon in the Coupe de France at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening as well. I see all the division games as well. Find out way to V and Axe way to Telstar as well. And then Monday night, there's some big games in that as well, especially the 7:45 kickoff between Liverpool against Basel in the third round, which will get the follow up of the FA Cup fourth round draw as well. And also in the Coupe de France as well, two of the closest teams all across the road from each other. PSG at home to Paris FC as well. So
look at the game above it. It's the only team to beat AC Milan in the league this season.
Yep. Juventus against Cremonese, yes.
Cremonese are the only team to beat AC Milan in Serie A, and that was open day of the season. But that PSG, if the rumours about Luis Enrique are leaving, there's only one club I want to see him manage. But one thing I will say, that was a wild game they had the other night against Marseille.
Yeah, it was. It really was. And then we got the EFL Cup in the semi-finals between Newcastle United against Man City as well. And then on Wednesday, it's Chelsea against Arsenal. And we've got some Scottish Premiership games of Falkirk against Celtic and also Hearts against St Mirren as well. And then we'll get the semi-finals who will play against Senegal and Morocco on Wednesday night before the final next weekend as well. So, yeah, some huge games in the next couple of days as well. So, we'll get onto Wrexham shortly because we will talk about that as well. But Reece, I think Stephan gave us some topic to discuss actually, and he sent us a screenshot with this, Stephan, and I think it's the right thing to do, especially what's been going on with what's going on at Manchester United after the sacking of Ruben Amorim last week. They have have been in talks with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Michael Carrick. And even that, and see the club as interim manager went to at least till the end of the season. But the news, what we have heard is from Sky Sports yesterday, is the Man United fan group, the 1958, have announced plans to demonstrate a protest in front of Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe's ownership before the game against Fulham at Old Trafford on February the 1st. The group are demanding the complete removal of the current ownership model, but including Ratcliffe, Ineos, and the Glazers, calling for a vote no confidence against Omar Barada and Jason Wilcox. They also claim the partial owners of United have turned the club into a circus following the sacking of Ruben Amorim after 40 months at Old Trafford. A group spokesman said after lurching from one disaster to another, Ratcliffe has come across an incompetent clown, turning the club to a circus. Instead of best in class, we are laughing stock. It has been extraordinary and deeply troubling a few days at Man United on the pitch. We're watching mediocre performance from our team without drifting without identity, direction, or ambition off it. The chaos is even worse.
Please can I call them out? Please can I call them out?
Yeah.
I'll let you finish, but I really want to call them out.
I will finish this last bit off. A manager has been reported to be dismissed, not primarily for the abject performance against Grimsby, Everton, and West Ham and Wolves, but allegedly for a heated exchange with Jason Wilcox. Wilcox, a man with just 9 months' experience as a director of football at Southampton, is said to attempt to interfere tactically, despite the club hiring Ruben, fully aware of his rigid system. The situation beggars belief. The statement added that this needs to be stopped, and we must fight for fan culture because it's too late. For Radcliffe and the Glazers, the game is over. That was a statement from the 1958 fan group. So, yeah, let's get this one out of the way. Reece, I think you want to go first.
Please go, then I'll come in.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got several problems with this, right? So one, I agree with the fact that Ineos and the Glazers, those in charge, have absolutely fucked this job, right? They have, like, they've
Get your
really
dog, Stephan.
shut that thing up.
I know.
I've always wanted to say that on
It's
stream.
my doorbell and it's not mine.
It's always mental. To be fair, dogs are awesome, but I just love to say, shut that thing up.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, right, and I'm going to stand by. I agree with the statement that that Ineos, the Glazers, Berardo, Wilcox, all that have really been chaotic for Man United. They've not taken Man United forward in the way that they should have. They've not invested properly. The Glazers should have left the club years ago. Well, actually, they should never have been given the club in the first place. Ineos are only here just to further supplement the Glazers anyway, to keep them in charge. You can tell that they're not interested in a full sale. They're happy to just keep the Glazers in. They want all this sporting control, but they don't know what they're doing with it. Now, why have I got a problem with this 1958 process? Gentlemen, what month are we in?
January.
And what
yeah, I know why. I know exactly why.
Yeah, what happens in February?
The Munich disaster, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So here's the thing. They want to organise a protest on the 1st of February. Fine.
Oh God.
Almost as bad as Man United on penalties. Right. Where was I? Yes. So the Munich air disaster tragedy is in. Yeah, the dog agrees exactly. The ceremony of the Munich air disaster is literally in a month's time. If you're so against this this ownership, if you're so against the way the club, yeah, thank God. If you're so against this ownership, if you're so against the way this club is run, if you're so against the way that the club's not spent on the manager, but to be fair, the club didn't really spend on the manager. But apart from the free striker site, like the free attacking signings and the goalkeeper, which I've said was wrong, the club needed to sign midfielders, we needed defenders, and to be fair, we did need a goalkeeper. But when you look at the whole thing, the 1958 are just as big a problem to Manchester United as the Glazers are.
Mm.
And the problem that nobody's going to agree with this, and I'm going to get a lot of abuse for this of Man United fans if they find this video. I know for a fact if they find this, they're going to come for me, and I'm happy if they do.
That's fine. We'll got you. We'll get you back in.
I hope they do, because Napoli Ultras already hate me anyway. I'm not afraid to call it 1958 because I think the 1958 are fucking fake. If you're so against this whole ownership, do it at the start of the fucking season when it actually matters. We're halfway into the season. You're calling them out because we're not in the League Cup anymore. We're not in the FA Cup and all that shit. Well, we're still in the FA Cup, but that depends on tomorrow. You're so against all these results. You're so against decisions being made. Why didn't you do it at the start of the season?
Mm.
I don't care that we can't sign anyone until we get a full-time manager, right? I'm not even thinking about that. I'm talking about the whole start of the season when it actually matters. Ineos are here just to keep the Glazers in charge. The amount of money that Ineos are putting in are just so the Glazers can go, chump change, there's our dividends, thank you. I don't agree with Saudi ownership. I don't agree with all that crap, right? But Man United need a full-sale owner, not a part-time owner, especially a part-time owner who has a multi-billion-pound chemical organization that owns sports teams across the world who don't have them in good shape. They fucking ruin them.
Including like what Chris Welsh would agree, Mercedes is a factor. So yeah.
Exactly. And just to the point where they then go, we want to build a new stadium, but we need the government's help.
Yeah. It's
no. You've got money, mate. You just don't want to spend.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, the 1958, just like the Glazers, just like Ineos, just like Wilcox, who doesn't know what he's doing, just like Berardi, the ex-City man in charge. You can all go to hell. Plain and simple. The 1958 can fuck off. They're just as much of an illness to this football club as the Glazers, and I don't care who that hurts. I do not care. Because you look at other football clubs, if they've got issues, they go all year long. AC Milan against the last ownership was all year long. Look at the fucking Valencia fans. They're still protesting against Peter Lim. They're proper football fans.
Yeah.
The 1958 are just doing this on their own leisure because they think, oh, it's the Munich air disaster ceremony last month. I want to be more important about the Munich air disaster. I want to be more thinking about that.
I would, if I was a Man United fan, I would think more about that than this protest.
Exactly. So they're picking their time. If they so cared about the situation of the club, they would have done this at the start of the season and they would have kept going. But they don't. They don't. They pick and choose their moments, you know? And that pisses me off. So as far as I'm concerned, the 1958's protest, it means fuck all to me.
It does, especially they've only been founded at least 3 years, over three and a bit years ago. So it's and I have been, as we told, they have been split on the ownership situation. So it's a recipe for disaster completely.
Yeah, it is, and I agree that Amorim deserved to go. I mean, things were going horribly wrong. Like I agree, Amorim deserved to go. But Man United, something that Peter Schmeichel said the other day, that he said he's disappointed that the club sacked the manager now. I understand why he's saying that, because he said that the club have no plan. They don't know what they're doing next. If you're not going to back Amorim in January, if your whole intention was not to back him in January, why not get rid of him during the international break that happened in September, that extended break? I know that sounds harsh because you've just spent money on Mbeumo, Cunha, you've just spent money on Sesko and Sen Lamin. But a new manager permanently could have came in, taken a job, and just carried on. And they would have got money in January because they would have asked for it. And then you've got the summer window as well. So, honestly, as far as I'm concerned, instead of picking and choosing your moments, you do it all year round. If you genuinely care about the football club, you don't pick and choose. You do it all year round. I'm not temporary Glazers out. I'm not temporary Ineos out. I'm permanent. So, as far as I'm concerned, the 1958 protest means nothing to me. It's picking an opportunistic moment, and I feel sorry for the fans that like actually celebrate the Munich air disaster and celebrate the memory of the players that we lost. Yeah. We celebrate the memories because then they're going to have to realize, oh shit, they're doing a meaningless protest today. That means fuck all to me. It really does. It's why I don't participate in all this. It's why I don't go to Manchester to take part in these protests, because they pick and choose. They don't care about the clause of the club. They don't care. If they cared so much, they do it all year long, and then I would get behind them. But I don't.
Yeah, they always pick their moments, don't they? And during the season, but they don't do all season.
Yeah. It's why I laugh. I've said this so many times to Man United fans, and you know that Man United. It's no surprise that Paul Pogba said Man United fans are delusional, right? Paul Pogba several years ago said that Man United fans are delusional. Zlatan Ibrahimovic said that Manchester United only thinks they're a big club inside the club, outside the club they're not. And Louis van Gaal said the club is a commercial club, it's not a football club. It's no coincidence. I've said to Man United fans before, that really annoys me. If you don't want the Glazers in, don't go inside the stadium. Don't buy tickets. Don't just, because I guarantee you, mark my words, because that game will be televised. That Fulham game will be televised, so you will see the protest on TV, because Sky Sports will do it, because Sky Sports love their clicks.
Yes, they do.
Just like the last protest, I guarantee you, they'll protest against Fulham, and then 5 minutes later, they'll go in and they'll start watching the football. And they'll start chanting all the songs and shit. If you genuinely care, you act like a Milan fan, you act like a Valencia fan, you fucking prevent fans getting in that stadium. Let the game go ahead to an empty stadium. That's more powerful than a protest. But they don't do it because they're afraid that their ticket will get replaced. What matters more to you, a season ticket or the future of the football club?
I would say more the future of the football club than the ticket. It's not what's
right, exactly. But they don't care. They think, it won't make a difference. It does matter. If you stand together as one, it works, but it won't. Like, why do you think other football clubs, like other football fans, take their clubs more serious? I think, like, honestly, I can't stand Liverpool fans, apart from Doug and a few others, right? I can't stand Liverpool fans. But Liverpool fans were more powerful against Gillette.
Yeah,
and Gillette Hicks and the shaving cream than Man United against the current ownership. They actually are more powerful. They actually got rid of them because they refused to let their club die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Man United fans are picking and choosing these protests, and they're just not doing it right. If you genuinely want the club to be safe, don't fucking contribute. It's not hard, but they're afraid. Your season ticket, yeah, I get it. A lot of fans wait years for a season ticket. I know that's very harsh to say, but what's more important, a season ticket or your club being freed from ownership that really don't care about the club in general?
Yeah. Stephan, let's bring you into this. What's your say on this?
I totally get 100,000% what Reece is saying, right? But like, and we were talking about this the other day. If you get rid of said ownership, who's going to want to come in and buy a club that's been in the mire for so many years? I think we counted 9 or 10 managers, including caretakers, in the last sort of
13 years.
13 years since Sir Alex was in charge. Who's going to want to come in except someone with a shit ton of money? And the chances are, as one of the comments said from, I think it was Chris Wells or Michael Brown, it could be somebody from Saudi or Qatar, because who else is going to want to take on a football club that has had so many problems in the background since the Glaziers took over? I was totally against the Glaziers coming in, as was a whole host of other fans as well. I've only ever been to 2 Manchester United games in my lifespan, and they were both when Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge and we had all the top players playing for us. But since then, I've been a disabled member for Man U. Yeah, I get my box at the start of the season, but do you get offered free tickets like other English clubs do for their disabled fans? No, you still have to pay for your ticket. So that's, say, £25 to £32. Then, because that's the price the Glazers set, then you've got your 3-4 hours travel on top of it. So you're probably filling up with diesel at least twice. So there's another, say, £100 on top of that. Then by the time you get to the ground, you've got your programmes, your visit to the shop, your food. So all in all, for a trip to see Man United under the Glazier ownership for a disabled fan, you're probably looking at about £450 easily, which is expensive, and there's not really benefits for fans with disabilities. But like I said, take that away. Who would want to come into a club that is being run so harshly into the ground over so many years? And we were saying the other day as well, Karl, if a manager loses, say, 2-3 games, that's it. They're right on the back burner.
Yeah.
So automatically, if you lose 2-3 games and you don't have a very good start because you're coming in, say, midway through a season, for example, and you've lost 1 or 2 or 3 games, you're already on the back burner. So straight away, you're going to be under pressure. And even though it didn't work for Ruben, I'm not even going to hazard a guess as to who the caretaker manager is going to be. I think I said that to you the other day, but I think since we spoke on the breaking news,
Monday,
there all it is apparently set for face-to-face talks with the ownership. That was coming through sort of yesterday and late last night when I was checking my phone.
Yeah.
But I just don't know whether it's good to go back to what you were before, like I said to you the other day, or bring somebody in that's completely fresh, that would have ideas for the club. But at the same time, who would want to manage a club for such a short spell? And then there's a chance at the end of the season you would be packed out the door. Now, I know Reece is a big fan of, like I said to you, Nagelsmann, Flick, Enrique, or Tuchel, and
Ancelotti.
I agree. They're all good managers, but I'm not the owner. If I was the owner, I would have a combination of all four working at the club. If I could achieve the best results, I would have maybe 2 or 3 on the bench as a sort of cohesive manager unit, and I would have one upstairs doing all the techie stuff. But I don't own Manchester United, and if the Glazers were to go, I would be so happy and be over the moon, because it would be a bit like Sheffield Wednesday situation under Chimney. We'd have our club back. Fans would have their club back. We would start to maybe believe in the process again and the ethos of the club. There would be a feel-good factor, I think, and I'm sure Reece would agree with this, even though he's off camera, if the Glazers were to go, and by the looks of it, Ineos as well, because I'm still confused as to why Ineos came in. I mean, I know the Glazers are having money troubles or whatever, and they're looking for minority investments here and there and whatnot. But surely, if you're having money troubles, sell the club, let it go, give it up, sell the club, go back to what you do best in America, which is American football.
Yeah, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they just missed the playoffs last week when I was watching. They're thinking, they screwed up big time. And I remember I was thinking, this no wonder the Glazers are really not the best run club, not with just Man United, but with their own team.
They were trying to get into the Indian Cricket League or whatever it's called as well. Remember
the Indian Premier League? Yeah, I heard about that. And also, they're also trying to get involved with the 100 cricket in England as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've been here the whole time listening. And I'll say this, and I stand by it. You've already just confirmed why they're here.
They're here because they want to have their fingers in as many pies as possible, but it clearly shows over this side of the pond, Glazers, I'm sorry, but it's not working out for you. So go back to doing what you do best and do American football, or start up a wrestling promotion like the Cans have done.
AEW,
Just go and steal a living from someone else. But here's the thing.
Wrestlers from AEW, if you set up a wrestling promotion, please.
Here's the thing, and this is what I stand firmly on, right? I stand firmly on this. The only reason they accepted the Ineos deal instead of anywhere else, even Saudis, the reason the reason they accepted that is because they know the more money that Man United can generate, the more money they can take from the club as dividends to feed their own pockets. The Glazers are not self-made billionaires.
No.
They made themselves billionaires by putting the club deliberately in debt, keeping the club in debt, and stealing financial assets. That is a fact, and that will continue to happen until they're properly gone. Ineos were like, we'll happily give you a bit of money just so you stay. Jim Ratcliffe is an English Glazer.
Yeah.
I mean, Reece, we all know Ineos is effectively, and Jim Ratcliffe, of course, and effectively Glazers, yes men. If Glazers pander to it And he also say yes. How much do you want? We've currently got that beg, steal and borrow policy from Man United, which needs to go because on the 6th of February, it's going to be on Man U TV. There's going to be the remembrance service for the 1958 minute disaster. On the 6th of February, 2 minutes to 3 when that plane crashed. It's going to be on Man U TV. We all know that. It has been for years.
Yep.
Why not, Glazers? Just please go, give us our club back, and then we can maybe start to believe in football operations again.
Here's the funny thing, right? And this is the reality that people need to accept. No, I get, this is the funny thing. We have won trophies under the Glazers, but it wasn't because of the Glazers we won trophies.
It's not many.
But it wasn't because of them we won trophies. But here's the reality kicker, right? All the debt that Glazers have put the club in, you take that debt out of the club, that 1.7 billion. Again, any other club would be under serious financial transfer embargoes. We're not because of the amount of money we generate. That's the only reason. I feel sorry for other clubs who got embargoes. I've said before, Man United should be punished the way they are for the debt they're in. But the amount of money Man United generate is why that doesn't happen. If you take all that debt from the club, you erase it under a new owner, that new owner only has to invest in the infrastructure and go to a manager who they bring in, right, who do you need, who do you want? That owner doesn't have to do anything except give the money and let the club just run it. Because at the end of the day, the club could use the infrastructure, like the revenue on the infrastructure as well if they wanted to. The owner could just invest in the playing squad and the training facilities. Bang, done. You know what's funny? You do that, a debt-free, fully competitive Man United. I'm not going to say we win 5-6 titles in a row, but Man United go from no league titles in 10 years to maybe 4 or 5 in the next 10 years. And that scares people.
No.
That scares people. It's just like Man City. Man City's ownership right now. Man City's ownership is insane.
Well,
their ownership is insane. Like their ownership is insane, but their ownership doesn't interfere.
Man City's not been doing too well either.
Yeah, but their ownership doesn't interfere unless the management is so bad. Unless the management is so bad, Sheikh Mansour does not interfere.
No.
He just invests in the infrastructure. He invests in the playing squad. If they ask for money, he gives it to them. But he does not. But he does not interfere unless he really needs to. That's an owner that I actually want, but somebody who's not corrupt.
Yeah, and I think it's, if you give you an example, he saw what happened, what was going on with Mumbai City in the Indian Super League. They've had to come out of it because of not just that, because what was going on with the league itself was
so
just
bad.
a mess, and they just got out of it. So.
And Qatar and Saudi ownerships are state funded as well. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. But here's the thing: they are state funded, but they're also independently state funded. So, like, you look at how they have their finances. There's so many. Like, you could get an ownership from Saudi or Qatar, but just remember that just because they're rich as well, you also have to have separate people managing each fund as well. So, like, Mohammed bin Hassan, or whatever he's called, the Prince of Saudi. He's not the only rich person in Saudi Arabia.
No.
He is the richest.
But he's not the only rich person.
Exactly. So people need to remember that. Like, there are state funds in Saudi. Yes, they are state funded, but you also have rich people in Saudi as well who know what they're doing.
What would be great, Reece, is if the Gladiators, when that offer came in from the Qatari royal family, if they'd taken it and done it like the Man City model, where like Sheikh Mansour just only interferes if he really needs to. Now, if the Qatari royal family had managed to buy the club and done that, that'd be great. Then we'd be on a similar model as our noisy neighbours, but we'd probably be whipping them in every department because, let's be honest, they're not finding on all cylinders at all. I mean, but
their ownership is so catered to how they want the club to be that they've actually overtaken the club that they based themselves on. If you actually look at it, and this is no disrespect to Barcelona, but Man City based themselves on Barcelona, and they've now eclipsed Barcelona. They've eclipsed them in every metric. They've eclipsed them. The only thing they've
department now, like it has been.
The only thing they haven't eclipsed them in, obviously, is league title number, Champions League total trophies, but they've eclipsed Barcelona in terms of full management. That's why I actually, because my dad's a City fan, like, and I've said this to him before, like, he talks about like players who leave the club to go to Barcelona. Barcelona is not a step up for Manchester City anymore.
It's a step down now.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Whereas Man United to Barcelona, because of how shit we are, it's a step up. It's a step up in that respect, right? But the only step up for Manchester City right now is Real Madrid. There's no other step up. But because of how good they are in terms of how well they've been run.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
That used to be Man United. The only step up for Man United used to be Real Madrid. Barcelona were on our level. Not anymore.
No,
absolutely not.
That hurts to say as well. That hurts to admit. But like, it would take, even if Man United got a whole new owner, rich as hell, they removed the debt, it would probably take maybe 2 or 3 years for them to have like a fully supported structure. But I guarantee within 18 months for a new owner, Man United would be 100 times better on the playing field.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I think people don't realise that. That's why I feel bad for Ant as a Leicester fan, like the shit that he's gone through with his club, the amount of torture he's gone through. If they had a whole new set of ownership and a better infrastructure, their club's already improved like that. Same with Nathan as a Cardiff fan. It takes little things that improves. People think an owner change isn't the change, like the improvement, but it actually is, because an owner cares.
Right. Speaking of caring owners, and I'm not just saying this because of last night's victory, but speaking of caring owners, Rob Mack and Deadpool, let's be honest, I thought when you came into Wrexham and we're watching the documentary, I thought it was just to boost their egos, give them more clout in Hollywood, things like that, give them more acting jobs. But to my surprise, no, they actually really care about the club.
Yeah.
They really care about all aspects of the club, right through from the Wrexham AFC Power Chair team, right through to the women's team, the youth team, all the infrastructure they really care about. They come to as many games as they can. I think last night was the first time Ryan Reynolds brought his mum over to a game and she was
I saw that. Yeah, that was quite interesting with that one. We just got to go. We got
like that with her head in her hands.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show that owners can care about the club, they can care about the fans, they can care about the surrounding areas. They are improving the stadium. They're building a whole new cop end from scratch, which is on piling at the moment. I know that because I watch all the videos every single day on Wrexham AFC's fan zones channel. There is other ones out there, but it just goes to show that owners can care about the club and they don't have to have too much of a say in the way that the teams are run, because the teams are doing thrivingly well. I mean, I think Phil Parkinson's one of, if not the longest managers at a club in this current climate. He's been there for back-to-back promotions, 3 promotions. He took them over. I am going off on a tangent, but he took them over in the National League. Yes, within the first series of the documentary, Rob and Ryan were thinking about sacking him because his performances weren't great. But we said, do you know what? We'll stick it out. We'll give him to the end of the season, and then if performances don't turn around, we'll sack him. But miraculously, he's still here to this day, and I think that's an ownership that is very caring about the club's finances, the club, the fans, and it just works. It seems to work on all levels. Even though it started in the National League,
Yeah.
it's taken it up to, we've managed by some divine miracle to get them into the championship, and everybody thought that we were going to be the whipping boys, let's be honest. But we're not. We're thriving, we're in the FA Cup 4th round, and it just goes to show a calm ownership between 2 or 3 people can sometimes be the best thing for the club.
Absolutely. Just come to there, Stephan. With a good start for Wolves, like what Reece said. The Wolves went 1-0 against Shrewsbury, and after 12 games without a goal, Jorgen's trying to score on the back of the net. After they they're now just got a second goal now as well, and another one just in the space of minutes. But from Strand-Larsen's first goal, Han Wei Chan gets down on the left hand side, cuts the ball into the middle with a deft flick, and Strand-Larsen takes it past Elf Harrison as well. Also, there's another goal coming, like I said, for Wolves. Jon Arias scored as well. Strand-Larsen slips the ball between Shrewsbury, two of the Shrewsbury defenders. And Arias picks it up, running to the box, but tucking in the effort in the far post. So it's 2-0 at Molineux to Wolves at the moment. And as well, I'm just watching the Macclesfield Crystal Palace game. It's been a very good positive start for Macclesfield. They've been getting not much going on, but they've been positive start as well. So yeah, good start for the non-league side against the Premier League holders.
Yeah, it's a flying start for them.
That game's on the BBC as well. The Macclesfield game has been picked up by
not just by the BBC, by TNT as well. So these
it's on both.
On both, yeah.
Wow, I thought it was just on the BBC.
No, it's on both. So
I'm quite surprised as well about one thing: how strong Everton and Sunderland have actually went in their games.
They look very strong. And just got the team news with this one, and I know Everton's got eight of their current team, first team out as well. But both teams are going strong as well. Luca now makes his first start for Sunderland after he's not been playing much of the games as well. Who's also in the squad as well. Just seeing here. Yeah, going down here. Yeah, so pretty much Everton's put a strong team out despite the 8 injuries out as well. So, but
sorry to interrupt, Karl and Reece, but so is Thomas Frank in Tottenham. Thomas Frank is going to put a full strength team out this afternoon as well.
I think that's expected, though.
That's expected because it's Aston Villa and it's all Premier League game. You do, and I think if it's all Premier League team, they're going to put the strongest out anyway.
Yeah.
So
you'd be stupid to go weak. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jack Grealish and Michael Keane was sent off as well. So there is suspension. So others: Pickford's in goal, Mourinho, O'Brien, Tarkowski, Patson in the back 4, Armstrong and Garner in the midfield. Two pairing, and Royal, McNeil, Beto and Diblin up front as well. So they make 5 changes in the squad. Luca Nye comes back in, and because Neil Sadiq is now back from AFCON as well, quite early as well. Mundo, Dennis Serkin, Enzo Maenda has started as well. Isidore is back on the bench after injury. So Robin Roos is in goal with Hugh Mukule on 9, Serkin, Xhakan, Sadiki, Mondo Lefe, and Dingo Maeda up in the starting 11 as well. So it's a very strong team at the moment as well. So yeah,
it's a shame. Who's the Chelsea fan that was in the chat the other day when me and you went live when?
Oh yeah, I know which one. Yeah, it was I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
It's a shame that they're not here right now because I've just seen something that was said at 10 past 8 this morning by Liam Rosenior. I think he's sealed his own damn fate as Chelsea manager already.
What did he say?
Rosenior hoping young Chelsea stars can emulate the class of 92.
That is a very bold statement to come out.
It gets worse. I'll tell you exactly what he said word for word, right? So Liam Rosenior is hoping to follow in the footsteps of Sir Alex Ferguson by transforming Chelsea's young squad into winners. They've just won the Club World Cup, mate. Ferguson's Manchester United side built around the class of 92, academy stars, Beckham and Scholes, of course, were English football's dominant sides who went on to win the Champions League as part of the treble in 1999. Obviously, that's a fact. This is the part I don't understand about a manager. I was a Manchester United fan and now I'm massively a Chelsea fan. Why would you say that? Like,
Yeah.
like you have a football team you support. If you manage another club, obviously you're simulating that club's history, but you don't change the team you support. Jesus Christ. Rosenior said ahead of his first game in charge of Chelsea in the FA Cup against Charlton, I remember Sir Alex Ferguson was brave enough to put 6 or 7 players aged between 19 and 21 in a title-winning team because he believed in them. Actually, it's because he didn't have a choice because Man United didn't have any money in '96.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they grew up. They grew and won trophy after trophy. It was an amazing period in that club's history. Without that bravery, it doesn't happen. There is potential for that here. Speak about Caicedo, Fernandes, Cole Palmer, or Reece James, world-class players and still very young. That is the ultimate ambition for this club to create that club again. First of all, Moises Caicedo is not world-class. Enzo Fernandez is world-class. Cole Palmer definitely isn't world-class. And Reece James is not world-class. Like, Jesus Christ. Moises Caicedo has the potential to be world-class, but he's not world-class. But why does every manager who's so bloody stupid want to compare themselves to Alex Ferguson? This is not 1986.
Yeah, but I think the look at of the pedigree of
His legacy. That's
legacy, and that's
why
There's other great legacies in football. There's like Johan Cruyff at Barcelona. That's a legacy. Arrigo Sacchi to Fabio Capello, AC Milan over a 9-year period. That's a legacy. Like why does it have to be just one manager? Like it's delusion.
Because I get that, but for managers coming into the English game, Sir Alex is one of the greats.
He is, but there's limits as well. Like Arsene Wenger had a legacy. Mourinho's first Chelsea team had a legacy.
Yeah. Michael, I could understand that. I think, listen, what Chelsea will do, then I think because of the structure they have between Strasbourg and them in the same ownership group,
yeah.
I think this is always going to be it's just going to be, they will just, this is what they're going to do. And I think that's what the new ownership is trying not to do, but they've been in this scenario since they bought it, but they're trying not to do that because it gave Rosenior a long-term contract. So regardless of that, they're going to have to realize that they pay the compensation as well because Man U just only they still has had to pay off nearly £30 million to Ruben Amorim, especially, and to Sporting Lisbon as well. So, it's, I don't know.
Yeah, and the thing is, Rosenior's on contract with Chelsea until 2032.
Yeah.
That's 7 years from now.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly.
6 years from now, sorry. It's not 2025 anymore, it's 26.
All right, folks, please don't watch Sky Sports News on their Twitter page. That's all I'm going to say. An hour and a half ago, they put up a stupid video saying that Cave sold.
I watched it.
I watched it because his phone's been nicked. That is cringe.
It's cringe. I saw it. I'm like, no, yeah. I watched it.
It's like all the rednapping crankjar contacts on his phone. I'm like, it's so cringe.
When I saw the crankjar, I'm like, how many numbers do you have? Like, yeah.
I mean, I know that Carvey is our chief football correspondent, when he does all this stuff, and
it's always it's like a battle. It's like a battle between him and Darren Sheff a lot of the time. That always has.
I'm not being funny. I love to watch that battle, but generally, when it comes to a breaking news story, it's not Darren Sheff. It's on the desk now. It's Carvey. It's Carvey Soho, and I know that him and Gary Cottrell, they have big affiliations to a certain
clubs, we know.
That's just appointed Rosenior on a 7-year contract, which is
that's something I don't like about this whole amortization. I've said it before with Karl. I've said it on so many podcasts. I don't agree with how prominent amortization has become in football. No. I get it. It's a useful financial tactic, and Chelsea got to it first, and then all of a sudden other clubs can't do it, but Chelsea can still continue to do it, which I don't understand.
Yeah,
that needs to be.
But even though, with the long-term contracts, it's still
If you give a manager, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to stand by it, and this will apply to Chelsea. If you give a manager a 5-year contract, then it doesn't matter how bad the results get. It doesn't matter how bad things are. You should not be allowed, and it should be widespread from UEFA, FIFA, and your league's governing body. So this is the FA, but we all know the FA are weak anyway. If you give a manager a 5-year contract, then you shouldn't be able to sack them until the end of year 3. Because that gives you at least 2 years to say, well, you know what, it hasn't worked out. 2 years, we can move on.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think something has to change with that one. I'm just seeing Matt Gray's playing for Palace today. So if he does go to a club in the Premier League in January, he's ineligible to play for any FA Cup games. So
I don't think he's leaving until the summer anyway.
No, I think that's going to be changed. I think that's what's going to look like it's going to happen now. I know Man City's been linked with him. I know, they want him, especially with the injuries to Ruben Diaz and Gradio at the moment. So I just don't see. I just can't see him going. I think, it
doesn't make sense for him to leave right now anyway, as well, because when you look at it in a nutshell, they're still competing for a trophy, aren't they?
Yeah. Two.
Yeah, so if they somehow win another trophy, it becomes harder to leave Palace as well, because you're like, shit, we're actually regularly competing and winning trophies here. This is not new.
It's not, and I agree with that one. I just think, it's just, I think that's what Gray's thinking about. Could I see him being longer at Crystal Palace for another couple of seasons? I don't think so. I really don't. I think if you're wanting to, like Real Madrid or Barcelona or Bayern Munich, I'd be looking at him and thinking, right, he's for free. We don't have to worry about any compensation fee because he's over the age.
That's fair. The only thing I don't understand, this is the part that I'm confused about, is why Glasner has said that he wants to leave now, unless because he hasn't said he hasn't taken Palace as far as he can go. He hasn't said that, so I wonder, is there something that he's been told potentially behind the scenes is what's fueled his decision?
Yeah, I would.
It could be something to do with our companies, because I know he was one of the favourites to come in and take over. Now, I don't know if that's going to be interim or permanent.
It was more permanent. That was what it was going to be. It was going to be more permanent.
I think it could be something to do with that as well.
I've got nothing against Glass. I think he's a good manager, but I've already said in the chat, I don't care who's linked to the job.
We have got a goal just at Cheltenham as well. It has gone to Leicester City. Patson Daka has just scored. He's just come back for AFCON.
There you go, and you'll be happy now, my friend.
You
don't like Patson Daka, that's the only thing.
Yeah, so Patson Daka's found his level. He scored against Cheltenham.
Yeah, well, they just had a disallowed goal not too long ago. Leicester had the ball through the net through Silka Amari Torres, but his teammate Daka was outside due to foul goalkeeper Joe Day, and the ball had dropped to Torres. And just a seconds later, they now have just scored Leicester. So yeah,
okay. I was saying they're like, and I've seen the shortlist of managers that are linked to the manager job. I put in the chat earlier on the only names of the managers I want. I don't care about anybody else, and I'm not changing my mind.
I did mention them the other day, Reece, when we spoke about it as breaking news. As I said to Karl, I don't know if you caught it on YouTube or whatever.
I was in the office at the time, but I did watch it back. Yeah.
Yeah, but I said to Karl, I'm going to channel my inner Reece for a moment and take a guess as to
what you said Marcel Bielsa. I'm like, yeah, do you know how much chaos is going to be in Leeds? You don't know how much the chaos is going to be in Leeds. And Reece will back me up with this one. There'll be riots.
I told you, bro, you just have to throw out names, and about 99% of them is not going to get chosen. It's going to be somebody totally obscure that you've never even thought of in your brain matter, but it's going to get chosen.
We'll take a grenade to Old Trafford and blow it up like to threat. Yeah,
I think Bielsa's I rate Bielsa. I've always liked Bielsa as a manager. My biggest concern with Bielsa, though, is because of his style of football, which is incredible for a working perspective.
I just love the fact he sits on a bucket for 90 minutes during the game, sometimes 120 if it goes to extra time.
Yeah, but I think the problem with Bielsa's football, and Bielsa's football is really good from an attacking sense,
but
it's so attack based that I don't think it works in Man United. Man United need a combination of a manager that can definitely play attacking football but organise the defence.
There could be a comeback at Molineux. Shows we just scored through a penalty after John Mackey's
No.
just off with a penalty after 26 minutes as well. So
Oh,
yeah.
happy days.
That doesn't surprise me, Karl, to be honest. Not enough for Sundays.
Yeah, I put in the name of managers I wanted. I put in at 12 minutes past 12 in the chat. Like that's my opinion. I don't care about any other manager. To be fair,
I know you like Nagelsmann, I know you like Handy Flick, so that's what I was saying on Tuesday, that I'm going to channel on Monday, sorry, when I spoke with Karl. I'm going to channel my in a reason. I guess he would like to see somebody like Hansi Flick or Julian Nagelsmann in charge of Man United. And guess what? You put them in the chat, so it vindicates my inner Reece actually works.
yeah. For me, if it's not any of the top 3 German managers that I've named Ancelotti, I've named Luis Enrique. They're the only managers I want. I don't care. I don't want somebody who in the past has actually praised the Glazers as good owners, and that's Solskjaer.
See, I would have said what we said when Karl was working, the fact that Marcello Levy, but the fact that he has nothing to do with football anymore. It would be a crime stream.
Well,
that would be the greatest appointment since Alex Ferguson, even though Mourinho's been in charge.
Know Luis Enrique's reports in the French media that he's refused to sign a new contract at PSG. So does that become the reality? He comes in the summer, because if he's refusing to sign a new contract,
if he's refusing to sign a contract, then Man United should be all over it. But the only thing I'm worrying about is if a certain manager decides to leave his club at the end of the season. It's the only thing I'm worried about. If Enrique comes away from PSG, if he leaves PSG, does he want the Man United job, or does Pep Guardiola leave Manchester City? And if he leaves Man City, it's all over. Even though I think Kompany's the next City manager, I think if the opportunity is there for City to grab Enrique, you know that they would go all guns blazing for it. But if he's available, you've got to try. You cannot let the best manager in club football escape you again. You've got to try.
Yeah.
It would show ambition from these owners if they went for Enrique.
Yeah, of course it would. No, I thought we'd already seen the biggest developments in the January transfer window with sackings and departures of Maresca, Amaram, not true. But it seems there's been one big transfer over the last 24 hours we've not even mentioned yet, from Bournemouth to Manchester City.
Yeah.
I have a weird take on that. First of all, I'm annoyed at Celtic that they sacked the best manager in the league.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree with that one.
I'm annoyed. Celtic had the best manager in the league and they sacked him. You absolute bastards. But is it funny that I am already vindicated by Hearts?
Yeah.
I said that if Hearts want to go and win this league, what have they got to do?
Sign some good clean
players. And you've already signed what, 2 players already?
Yeah, we've like 2. Yeah.
An attacker and a defender, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
It's almost as if I'm psychic.
And you've now signed Stuart Finlay on a permanent from his loan at Oxford, which expires in the summer, so he's already in the door. He's not going anywhere, so technically that's free.
Yeah, we signed Jordi Alterna from RKC.
What a delicious ball he put in last week for Craig Halkett. I did nothing away from that.
Why is he not in the Scotland squad?
That cross he put in for Halkett was
Yeah. And we signed the long-term interest we had since last summer, Islam Chereskos, the Kazakhstani player. So this is probably the deal that we need to do. I think we are being linked with some more players as well.
If you get another 2 or 3 players across your whole squad, then you've got a chance.
You could be selling one player this month, however, though.
I think it's going to be Sunday Katum is probably the one player being linked to remove away.
you took it right in my mouth. Sandy Khartoum has been like, we'll move away from the club.
It's not a big loss for Hearts, though. If Hearts can actually improve the core area of that squad, it's not a major loss for them.
No.
Now, also in Scottish transfer news, besides league leaders, the club is in third place, but will probably jump back up to second after a few wins under MON's belt. They tried to bring a certain Japanese midfielder striker back on loan, Kyogo.
That won't happen.
However, Kyogo has spoken with Martin O'Neill and Celtic, and he's turned the move down in favour for staying at Birmingham City and fighting for a place in the starting 11.
Yeah.
He's not coming back.
He's not even working. Yeah, he's not working.
Coming back. No.
Yeah, it's a wise move from him. But I'll tell you this as well, though. I do think, I know Chris put in the chat earlier on as a joke that my reverse psychology worked on the Old Firm derby because I said Celtic would win 2-0.
Kind of did that, though. You won 3-1.
Yeah. My biggest thing now, though, is how much now I think that Rangers need to spend in January because Connor Barron's out for a long-ass time now.
Yeah.
Horrible injury. They have to spend on that midfield. But I think Danny Rowe has turned that around at Rangers. I think they've got a really good chance of potentially not win. I don't think they'll win it this season, but I think potentially if they get his investment right with recruitment, Danny Rowe could potentially win a league title at Rangers. I think he's got a good chance now.
He has got a good chance than I thought it would be at the moment. Yeah, because I thought it was a bit of a sluggish start, especially not being here for so long. It was a sluggish start, but I think that now the performance is coming in, and I know
playing Mikey Moore left wing is instead of number 10 is really giving him a chance. I think putting Asgard as a central midfielder instead of an attack midfielder
at the Hill Dickens Stadium. Sunderland have taken the lead through Enzo Lefebvre as well, so it's 1-0 to the Black Cats.
He's a good player. Enzo Lefebvre is a good player. I liked him in
the league. Lefebvre. I do actually like Sunderland as an outfit. I always say to Mr. Bowers on the Championship TV that we do, but we're having 2 weeks off because there's no fixtures. I always say that Sunderland's pushing for a European place rather than a mid-table relegation place. Michael's always like, shut up.
Where they are is where they finish. They won't get any higher than where they are now. Where they are in the league right now is where they finish.
But where they are is just, or they might even actually be in the Europa League.
Nah, they won't.
I think there's stronger teams that's better than them at the moment. So and that's something that I think will, especially Sunderland lost to Brentford earlier this week. He went to the game.
That's true. I mean, not all teams have blips in the season, but I think Sunderland, and I'm going to say it, Karl, Leeds have done really well this season.
Listen, there's still a chance. I know West Ham's relegation percentage increased a bit up to this past week.
By a mile.
Yeah, by a mile. But anything can change in a matter of days or weeks. I'm still being on the fence, and that's it. And that's all I'm going to do with that, before as well. So just that love a goal from Sunderland to take lead. A long throw was not dealt with. Maeda was back to the goal, plays it to Lefebvre, and a perfect cushion volley in the far corner past Jordan Pickford as well. So, yeah.
It's a really interesting start for them, but it'll come in handy for whoever does lose this game. Bielsa will now have full focus on the league, but I think it'll do more for Everton to get eliminated, even though Everton really need to try and do something because they've not won a trophy in years, just as bad as Sunderland, to be fair. But Everton have got so many players out, and they're not signing anybody.
No. And that's a huge concern with that one as well. I'm looking at so much. The one big transfer that could happen over the next amount of days is Aston Villa being linked with a move to Conor Gallagher, who could be able to come on loan with obligations to buy because of the situation with Harvey Elliott. He's been with him he's Villa not going to permanently sign him because he can't go back to Liverpool. So there's a chance that he might have to go to MLS for the course of for the rest of the season. But yeah, Conor Gallagher has been looking to move away, despite he's played over 25 games this season across all competitions for Atletico Madrid. That could be a deal that Villa are pursuing at the moment.
That could be the move that decides Villa between finishing below Arsenal and finishing above Arsenal. Because Arsenal are going to fade. Arsenal are not winning that league. I think the top two will finish City, Villa. It just depends who gets it. But I think Gallagher would give them an extra, stealing midfield that will really cause problems. I like Gallagher. Good player.
I like Conor Gallagher, and don't get me wrong, I like Harvey Elliott as well, but it's just not worked out purely for Harvey Elliott at Aston Villa.
I don't even know why they signed Harvey Elliott. They've already got better players in that position anyway. The one they should have signed was Asensio on a permanent deal.
Yeah.
And he's now killing up in Fenerbahce. They've just signed Guendouzi as well for 30 million.
I know, from Marseille as well. Yeah, I saw that. As the Turkish league are spending some really good money this season.
I'm so skeptical where that money's coming
from. That's what I was saying as well. That's the yeah, I agree with that as well too. So yeah, absolutely. And also hearing that Matthias Tell is open to a low move in January because it's been claimed after he was initially left out the Spurs Champions squad, but he was at the last move to replace Dominic Solanke. He's explored options to make the French World Cup squad. So, but it remains unclear after Spurs will sanction move after they just sold Brennan Johnson to Crystal Palace this month, and also they just lost Mohamed Kudus to April due to his injury. So where's so Spurs tells in a situation that he might need to probably stay if he wants to get a game time because of the players that's gone. So.
Can I bring something up I find quite interesting? I want to get your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it means going back to Man United, but it's something interesting. It's something that Alan Shearer said. So he's talked about the potential long-term options of United, and he's named Ancelotti and Thomas Tuchel as well. But he's like, if either of those managers decide to come to Old Trafford, Shearer believes that Ineos must give up control and let them run things, which is a decision the leaders will want to make. He's then said if the interim does well, they have to be really careful not to get stuck in that trap again. There will be big name managers available in the summer. Maybe Thomas Tuchel, depending on England's World Cup. Maybe Carlo Ancelotti, depending on Brazil. And the last thing he says is, you stop the cycle by getting a really strong, big character in and letting them do the job. It's no coincidence that the three clubs at the top, Villa, City, Arsenal, are all basically run by their managers.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is, if a manager like Tuchel or a manager like Ancelotti is available and you can't get someone like Enrique, the quality is if you give the power to Carlo Ancelotti, you give the power to Thomas Tuchel, they know what they're doing. They know exactly what to do with a big club. They would turn it around. I think they're just afraid that if they give the power away, they won't get merit for it, but they would get merit for it because they've relinquished the power, but they're still backing the new man.
Yep.
But that's reality. But yeah, but somebody said there was cagey start for Danny Roll. I think what Danny Roll's done, which I praise him for, is I like the 4-2-3-1, but the fact that he's decided, you know what, I'm going to risk a front four, I'm going to put the extra man in midfield, and he's went for 4-3-3. It's allowed the players to push up, but he needs to get midfield reinforcements if it's going to work. But I hope Rangers sign Mikey Moore on a permanent deal as well.
I think they will, Reece. I really do think they will, because he's furthest in the Rangers are to play. Do you really think if he goes back down south to Tottenham, he's going to get a game? No.
I like the fact he's flourishing as well on the left wing and not in midfield. It's almost as if that's the position that fits him like a glove. It's so good, and he's benefiting for the likes of Gassama. And it's still weird as well that he contributed to Chermiti scoring goals, which is funny. But I do think there's something there if you can get him permanently.
I think so too. And I think as well.
Yeah, absolutely as well. I've just seen some hot ball use of hearts. So they have been linked with Rogers Mateo, who was actually playing in AFCON as well. He's massive. They're trying to bolster the squad for the second half of the season. And that bid was rejected for Roger Mateo, but I think they are they're going to go back as well. And thank you, Michael Wolves are now 3-1 up as well. So yeah.
I personally think Hearts, no disrespect to any AFCON players, but I think if Hearts want to really push on, they need to sign players that are available within a European league that can benefit in that way. Like, there's some decent players in the Championship. Just for a laugh, Hearts should just sign Kyogo, just for a laugh.
I wish, yeah.
That would be absolutely
That would
hilarious.
break the wage structure that we have. So, well,
It's worth it if he takes to League Title because he knows how to score goals.
well, has he not scored for over a year and a bit?
But to be fair, if you're playing for Birmingham, even I wouldn't score a goal for Birmingham. I used to play as a winger.
Yeah, that's a fair point as well. Yeah, Rotesba, because he plays in the Macedonia First League club, and he's been 41 caps for Uganda. He did score in the African Cup of Nations against Nigeria that's over a week ago. So, yeah.
Jesus, I'll be back in a sec, gents.
So it will be interesting what Hearts will do in that one. But anyway, Stephan, listen, what's going on with Hibs' situation? Any transfer news on their end of what's going on?
As per usual, in January, no transfer news at Hibs as of yet. I reckon we won't do our business until late in the window, which is what we tend to do at Hibs. We tend to either leave it for a couple of days until the window closes, or right on deadline day, we'll go around the clubs and we'll do a wee bit of panic buy.
So always with you guys with the panic buy, it really is as well.
So generally, I expect January to be nothing different. And do you know why? And this is because, and it comes down to chairman again, we've got the Gordons in charge at our club.
Yeah.
And yes, we have done lots of good things, but we've done some not so good things either. And when Hibs, last season or the season before, when we were getting involved with Bournemouth's owner, Bill Foley and the Black Knights, I thought, he's wanting to invest in the playing squad, he's wanting to invest in the training centre. It looks great. And even my care manager, who is very sceptical when owners decide to give a chunk to, say, another owner or ownership group, even they were like, this is going to be really beneficial. But because of what's gone on in the background with the money that's already been sent up from the Black Knights and AFC Bournemouth.
Oh, a big goal has just happened at Macclesfield. It is 1-0 to Macclesfield. Paul Dawson.
Go on, Marcus.
Yeah, it is 1-0 to them. So, and that just happened as well. I'll just see what happened is. But before that, Sunlight has scored again for Wolves. But yes, let's see the goal. Paul Dawson just had to get his head bandaged after he had an incident early on in the game. He has scored. It looked like from a set piece as well. So all the guys looked dejected. I can't believe it. Benitez is just we'll just see what happened there as well. So we'll just get the replay up right now. Just before the replay, Dawson was getting his bandage up his head, just to stick up properly before, and it was from a free kick. There's no VAR as well, so what a header as well, a good free kick, and headed it in, and Benitez stretched really out or hit to the far post as well. 1-0 to Macclesfield, and it actually, looks like Cabot didn't do much as well in trying to stop that as well. So
there's the story of another club that went through football hardship and had to rise up through new ownership and fan involvement as well. So kudos to Macclesfield. But as I was saying, when
just another breaking news, let's say now 2-0 ahead at Cheltenham. Stephan Maidi has just scored as well, so Leicester are 2-0 up as well.
There you go, Auntie boy. You're going to be loving this weekend so far.
Don't know about and I don't love him. He's just more
Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying in regards to the partnership with Bill Foley and the Black Knights, when the Black Knights discovered that the money wasn't being spent the way they initially thought it was going to be spent, for example, on the team and the training infrastructure, they've now pulled out of the deal. So we don't have the Black Knights anymore. So we don't have that extra investment. Hence why Hibs love a bit of panic buying in the transfer market, because I do know for the few months to like one season that we were in partnership with the Black Knights and Bill Foley, we did have players come up to Hibs from Bournemouth. One in particular, which stuck in my mind, was Emilio Marcondes. He had a really good spell at Hibs when he came up in Bournemouth. They were he wanted a permanent move to Hibs, but sadly that didn't materialise, and he had to go back to Bournemouth at the time. So I reckon that we're going to be panic buying come December, February the 2nd on deadline day. We are definitely going to have some panic buys. Call internet police, why?
Called internet police. My internet's actually mental.
I see. Call you.
I just because of how bad the weather is, I thought I would just check my internet, right? Just see what the internet speed is, because my internet's been good all day so far. 898.12 megabyte download speed. I'm like, the fuck are you playing at? Just over 100 plus upload speed. I'm like, this has got to be a good day.
Yeah.
Well,
and when I'm in the house on my own next week, I'm going to be cooking my internet when I'm doing my watch-alongs.
oh well. So bad weather improves your internet. There we go. We learn something new every day. Yeah, my street is like an ice rink, so I'm not going to be making it to Easter Road today because I can't get out.
I ordered lunch for me and my brother, so I stood outside. That's why I went downstairs. So I went to order lunch, and I'm standing. I've got a metal railing because my brother's in a wheelchair, so we've got a metal railing, and it's freezing cold. I'm standing in bare feet. I'm like, oh, this feels good.
I bet you nearly slipped though, because it is slippy out there.
No, I'm fine. It's just bloody cold. But I love it.
Yeah.
It's half-time. It's half-time at Warden Road and also at Molineux as well. Both Leicester and Wolves go into their release. They're set to lead 2-0 for Leicester at the moment. Individual goal from Stephan Maidi was for IB Billy. And then
He scored, yeah. Stephan scored, yay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. This is interesting. This is a different type of breaking news, gents, but it's an interesting one.
Go on.
So
Okay,
this was from this morning, and the title is ITV loses 5 major sports events in 2026 as rival broadcasts agree new deals. So they have lost.
What?
So ITV have lost rights to the World Cup.
Yep.
Yeah.
ITV have lost rights to the snooker. They've lost rights to the Players' Championship and the Tour Championship.
So these are the darts and the snooker.
Darts,
Yeah.
And they've lost. There's one other thing they've lost here. They've all lost them at Paramount. They've lost them to, like, especially at Paramount, etc. They've lost one other thing as well. I'm just trying to find it. What's the fifth?
I think that because what I've been.
It's the cycling.
Yeah, the Tour de France. Yeah, because the Tour de France is not on there anymore.
Yeah. They've lost it all to Warner Brothers.
So what I have been hearing is
they're in trouble.
Of Sky is being linked to buy ITV, which will solidify, especially with this. That's what I've been hearing, and even now, I think Netflix and now they're going to take the Premier League if Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Imagine having to pay to watch ITV.
I know.
God Almighty.
So yeah, that is some really
I reckon that's the way ITV is going. You're going to have to pay to watch it. It's soon going to become like a pay-per-view channel, even for every program.
You can't go every private because like I said, it's they'll get a lot of advertising. Even Sky will take over, and then some Comcast will take over.
Yes, Michael, that is correct. ITV have lost the rights to the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Really? The FIFA World Cup?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. They've lost the rights to it.
Jesus.
Ooh.
I'll put the link in for everybody. Hold on. It might let me on the YouTube chat. I'll try, but I'll put it in the private chat as well. Hold on. That one, and I'll send it for the private chat if you want to bring up yours as well, Karl. But it does say
It does
say.
I'll have a read of it. So
there you go. Put in the private chat as well, mate. But it does say right at the very start. It says that the World Cup, they've lost it.
Bloody hell, okay then.
You know what else I think they'll lose soon? I think they'll lose the Rugby World Cup.
Yeah.
There have been talks because Premier Sports are now coming to do non-exclusive rights for the Scotland and Wales game in the Six Nations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose that as well, ITV. ITV are so badly managed.
Well, they lost about 5 more sporting events, including but the snooker crush will diminish in the new year. Like I said, they're not showing the Players Championship, but I think the World Cup has to be on free tier TV as part of the sports protection. So I think the World Cup is still fine because they did sign an extension a while back already until 2032, I think.
Wait till they lose it though. When they lose it, it's going to be massive.
Another piece of breaking news for you as well, gents, on the subject of the Rugby World Cup. This has just reminded me actually that next year, well, in fact, the Six Nations isn't going to be on BBC anymore.
Well, it still will be. It's not as much. They still show. So the Premier Sports have got non-exclusive. They don't have exclusive.
I hate Premier Sports.
But it's going on Premier Sports, but they'll still show the games of Scotland and Wales all on BBC. That's what's happening. But
does that include England as well? Well, no.
England's always been on ITV. They've had bit more presence on ITV. England don't only show their games on ITV more. So that's been their national home. So I think that will be staying on there for quite a while. But it does see that the side of rugby is we could see Six Nations behind a paywall in years to come. It's going to happen a lot more now because it's and I would say with what's happened with what happened in Australia with England with losing the Ashes so badly, Australia still show their Test cricket live on free TV, while ours has been and in England has been behind a paywall since 2006, and that's been an issue why the private elite is still not being still not representing the public anyway. So, but I do feel like Sky will buy ITV, and I think it will change everything complexity. I wouldn't see it as a maybe as a paid TV channel, but not as a pay-per-view. So, but like I said, a lot of things is going to change so much now going forward in the next years to come because we're now seeing the growth of streaming coming through. So it is going to be inevitable. But like I said, the Six Nations, it's still at this moment of time. I was speaking to my friend Andrew Walker, who's a big rugby fan because he goes to a lot of Glasgow games. He did say because he does watch Premier Sports because of the coverage, but he's a bit frustrated that Premier Sports have now got the foot in the door now, and that could at some point lead to the future of them getting the Six Nations rights. Pretty much not permanently, but it could go either way with TNT and Premier Sports sharing rights together.
No. How? Oh God Almighty! I didn't realize this had happened until yesterday. Guess which manager beat Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr team last night?
Is it not Jorge Jesus? No, it's not. It wasn't. I know. I saw something last night about that. Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers Al-Qadsiya beat Al Nassr last night in the freaking cup, and they're actually going towards the league as well. They've actually beaten them. They're actually now. Brendan Rodgers. Oh, this is even worse.
Brendan Rodgers. Did you just say Brendan?
He's actually. I'm not.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
he's in Saudi, and he's actually, because of the win last night against Al Nassr, they're 4 points behind Simeone and Zagi's Al Hilal in the league.
Yeah, they are.
I am amazed.
4 points off them.
I've heard of this ever.
I feel like we called the cops.
Nothing on any Nothing on any news outlets or anything. That was done very, very quietly.
It was in the media, but it wasn't big enough. But because after what happened at Celtic,
Yeah.
it went under the radar. I saw it, but it kind of went under the radar.
I don't know how the hell you can let a Brendan Rodgers team beat you. Like, Ronaldo, you need to leave Saudi, mate. What the hell?
Where's he gonna go? Because he can't go to their best because him and bloody Messi will just fight for each other. You know.
Murder she wrote and all that. I'm all right with that. But I had something I wanted to ask. Right, there's something that concerns me.
Go on.
It's about former players getting top manager jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I seen something the other day. Like, it was something that, funnily enough, Roy Keane said something the other day, and I actually, weirdly enough, it stands true to something that happened to Shankly in the 70s when Bob Paisley got the Liverpool job. He says that Alex Ferguson is hanging around Manchester United like a bad smell. Him and David Gillett, they have to just tell them, look, you're no longer working for the club in a sporting capacity. Stop getting involved, right? So what I don't understand is why Darren Fletcher had to say, oh, I had to go and ask him for permission to get the job. You work for the club already as under-18s manager. Why do you need to ask him for the job? He's not been a manager for 13 years.
I purely think it's just because of
I hate it personally.
The relationships that Alex has had with Man U. The first thing you do in an interim charge for some unknown reason, whether it's Fletcher, Carrick, the local man and his dog, whoever, the first thing that they'll generally do is they'll phone up the big boss for advice. I mean, I suppose it'll give him something to talk about while he's sitting in his house just watching.
Does it not concern you though, the fact that these managers keep doing this? He's got no stake in it anymore. Like, imagine,
director. He's not even a director anymore.
Exactly. I know. I've got all the respect for what Alex Ferguson's done for the club, apart from a few things, Rock of Gibraltar, for example. But he's not in any position anymore. Why on earth would you go and say, oh, can I get your permission to manage the club? This is why Solskjaer is not a strong man either, because he did the same thing. Like, for goodness sake, like, he's not involved. If he wishes you well, then good. But don't go and say, oh, can I get your permission to manage this football club? No. You're already the under-18s manager. Did you ask him for permission for that as well?
No.
But this is why I think managers these days, they need to have a bit of backbone. You've got the job. You're not going to get the job permanently anyway, but have a bit of pride in yourself and say, you know what, I've earned this job, instead of saying, I had to go and ask my former manager if I could take the club on. No, but why do these ex-players do this for every club they go to?
It's not every though, so that's different.
That's because Wenger's deliberately stayed away. Thank God.
And he
Wenger
needed
has some sense.
Yeah.
But like any other club, they do this, and I'm like, why? There's no need. Have faith in your ability. Like, imagine someone like, say, before he got the job, Daniel Farke went, I'm going to go and ask the grave of Norman Hunter for advice. You would want him shot. Or, oh, hold on, let me go and ask David O'Leary. Let me go and ask if I can get his permission to take the Leeds job. Or, God forbid, somebody goes, oh, I need to go and ask the grave of Bill Struth, or I need to go and ask Walter Smith, God rest his soul. I need to ask his permission to get the Rangers job. You've earned the job based somehow. You don't need their permission. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I think that's the scary thing about new managers coming through. If you don't have ability in yourself, don't apply for the job.
Yeah.
For any club. It just goes for any club, It's not just one singular club I'm talking about, but it's every club. Like, have faith in your ability.
It's true.
It's quite scary, like.
I know. It's like, yeah. I do you know what? As you now say, it's a fair point. Why does your club have to ask the greatest manager of all time for permission? You don't need the permission,
It's good to speak. I've got no problem with having a conversation with him.
Yeah.
But to ask him for his permission, already, if I'm a footballer, I'm laughing, going, he's not in charge of me. Like,
Exactly.
I'm like, if he has to ask someone's permission, I'm just going to go speak to Alex Ferguson. I'm going to ask him what we should do.
Mm.
I'm not going to Darren Fletcher. I'm not going to go anybody else. I want to see a manager come in with a backbone like Ancelotti. You know, Ancelotti's got massive respect for Alex Ferguson, but he's not going to ask him for permission.
No.
He's not going to ask him for advice. Because arguably Ancelotti is just a manager, if not greater than Alex Ferguson. The one metric Alex Ferguson failed in: European Cups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great manager nonetheless, Alex Ferguson, for what he'd done. But honest to God, like if any other manager comes in and says, "I need," like I'm gonna, if I see any manager come in, praise this board, praise this squad as a whole, or say I need to ask someone for advice, then there's something seriously wrong. Just say, you know what, I'm glad he's here, but I don't need him.
Yeah.
But I'll speak to him because it's good to be involved with someone like that. But I hate the fact you have to ask permission.
It's good for the fact that if you want to pick his brain over something tactical, yeah, but by all means, because sometimes if it was Karl or it was Enrique, and they've got great football brains, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They've got them to where we are today. But if you want that wee bit of extra clout, then by all means phone the big man sitting in his house. By all means have a conversation with him, go round to his house, have a wee dram or whatever it is.
Cup of tea and one, yeah.
Retired.
That's exactly it. That's my point. Like, it's all well and good having a relationship or a rapport with him, but you don't need to ask everything from him because that undermines your own ability as a manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it bloody does.
That's the weakness of these hipster managers as well.
Mm-hmm.
A proper manager gets on with the job. A proper manager goes, you know what, there's some things wrong here, but it's on me to fix this.
Yeah.
I feel like accountability isn't enough. That's why I think that's why Ineos are scared if they give the job to an Enrique, an Ancelotti, or a Tuchel, because they'll be like, they'll want control, but they've got the evidence to back it up.
If you're talking about
winners,
a manager, I'm going to stick my neck out on the line, and I think I've said this before. I'm going to stick my neck out on the line and say, when Scotland get put out of the World Cup at whatever stage it's going to be, we all know it's going to happen. Yes, Steve Clark will get his on the birth prize from the SFA, but once he goes, the next man to come in, and it'll leave you guys, Karl, looking for a new manager, because the next man to come in to the Scotland job will be 100% without a shadow of a doubt, Derek McInnes.
Nah.
Nope.
The next Scotland manager, I honestly believe, is David Moyes.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see when it comes to...
I think, here's the thing, and this is something I stand firmly on. What has Derek McInnes got over David Moyes to prove that he deserves a Scotland job more than him? I actually think David Moyes right now, obviously it's hard because he's in the Everton job, he works in the Premier League, but yeah, I think there's only two jobs that David Moyes takes left. Either he retires as a Celtic manager because he's a Celtic fan, or he gets a Scotland job because he's the best there. But I think personally Scotland need to get someone who isn't Scottish as a manager. I think they need a change.
Not being funny, we tried that route back in the early 2000s.
We got the wrong man.
Bertie votes, and it was awful.
Bertie Votes was finished, but the thing is, Bertie Votes was not the same man who led Germany to the Euros in '96. He was done.
Yeah. Yes, he was a good manager in Germany in his own right and whatever. But when it came to managing Scotland, and he said, "Please call me Bertie McVotes," that always sticks in my mind for that press conference. We were getting beat by teams that we should never have got beaten off.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't the same Bertie Votes. Like, Bertie Votes in 1996 went to England, stole 3 lines as a theme song, and won the Euros on the home soil with Kuntz in the team. You know what I mean? Like, and he's the same manager who told Germany's arguably Germany's best player of the 20th century, depending on your opinion. He told he told his captain, Lothar Matthäus, mate, you're not coming. He told him, you're not coming to the Euros. And
He did. He was brutal. He was brutal.
But then he brought him back in for 98, which was arguably the worst thing he should have done. But Lothar Matthäus was too good not to. But like, undermined himself. Whereas when he came to the Scotland job, yes, it's a different quality team. It's a lesser quality team. But it wasn't the same dirty volts. He was out of touch. He lost his mindset. He didn't know what he was doing, and he got it wrong. But if you put if you put like a Ralph Rangnick into this Scotland team right now, you're already flying. Because it's somebody who knows what he's doing. It's the same guy who's flourishing.
I'm not being funny. I would quite like somebody like a Ralph Rangnick to take over Scotland, but the chances of it happening are
it's slim.
Slim to none at the moment because Mr. Clarkey, even though he always smiles inside, he doesn't smile for the press. When he smiles inside. Because he's done such a good job, you would call it, of leading us to 2 back-to-back Euros and a World Cup for the first time in 28 years when it comes about. I know Neil Doncaster joked that he would get his bus pass if he led Scotland to a World Cup. So he can now get his bus pass. So when he gets that and when they bin him, not bin him, but we'll probably let him see out his contract, then they'll let him go or release him or whatever. I would like to see somebody like a Ralph Rangnick come in, but the chances of that happening are... I've got more chance of winning the lottery, to be honest.
I think the one thing that goes against Steve Clarke, you look at the players we can get, he has to phone Harvey Barnes to get him in that squad. If he's not getting a name team and he says he'll take the Scotland,
he's eligible, so why not?
He says he's waiting for a call up. Phone him then. He'll happily jump. But like, here's the thing, this is the part that's got me worried. When it gets to the World Cup, you're playing attacking football. If you've been playing attacking football to get to the World Cup, you don't revert to all of a sudden defensive football. You've got to keep playing the same way you're playing. You can't just go all of a sudden, we're going to play defensive football now, because you'll turn the players off completely. And the fans.
Now, I know we're talking about this in January, fans of the Saturday Show podcast, but we will be talking about this more in depth over the coming months, because as it gets closer to the World Cup in Canada, US and Mexico, we probably will be doing a few Saturday Show World Cup specials. That would not surprise me at all, because we'll need to bring you up to date happenings of what's going on, because I think the earliest kickoff time that you've got in the UK is 11 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
That's for 2 games. That's for the Morocco game and the Brazil game. Unfortunately, the Haiti game kicks off at 9 p.m. US time, which is 2 a.m. our time. So unless you're going to have like midnight watch parties, then feel free. But
I'll be watching the games. I'll be watching the games back, but I just hate the fact they're so early. I get where it is. That's why it's so early, but it's just not going to help. You're going to lose out on a lot of people who are going to exhaust themselves to watch.
Well, apparently, pubs and bars in Scotland are writing furiously at this very moment to the Scottish government to try and get like 5 a.m. licenses and stuff for the...
that's a bad idea. That's a keep them open, but stop serving alcohol after like 11, 12. Stop serving. If you keep selling alcohol all the way through,
it's going to be chaos the next work for people going into work, like myself, who me or Reece loaded.
Yeah, but again, I must stress, we probably won't hear anything on this until, at the very least, April, May sort of time, just before the World Cup is due to kick off.
By all means, do it. By all means, grant it for the weekends, but don't for the weekdays. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Certainly, if Scotland's in the World Cup past the first or second weekend, then I'm in total agreement with guys here. Keep it open for the weekends, but definitely not during the week, because even though I myself don't work, but yeah.
Listen, Archie Gray will declare himself.
I was going to say, I hope he declares for Scotland, but I don't think he will. Yeah, I think he'll be stupid enough to do it.
I hope he does, just because of, was it his dad in the 70s or his uncle? I can't remember.
He's got a few relatives that played for Scotland. I think the problem is, like, he's never going to get in the squad. So why would you waste a chance at international football when a team will actually give you a chance? Same with Harvey Barnes. He will not get back in that England squad.
No.
So just declare for Scotland, and you're the starting left winger already.
Exactly, and it was the same for Martin Boyle. He is Scottish, but it was a role reversal. He was going to camps, he was going to other trainings, but he wasn't getting picked by the various managers. So Martin and his family done some
Australia, wasn't it?
Research in their family tree, and he discovered that he had Australian grandparents from his grand and granddad's side.
And he thought, fuck it, I'm off.
Who I've actually met, and they're lovely people. And yeah, basically, he thought, F this, I'm packing my bag, well, my international bag anyway, I'm going to play for Australia. And now he's in every Australia camp, every Australia game, as long as he's fit and not got any pulled muscles or anything like that. Even when he was on crutches, when he tore his ligaments in his ACL, he still travelled with the squad to the last World Cup it was. He still travelled with the squad, and after every game that we played, win, lose or draw, we done a big circle around Martin Boyle, like a big huddle thing, and we were just chanting like this was for you. Now, if that's not international team spirit, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. But I am looking at the time, gentlemen, and it's nearly 1:30. We've been going for nearly 2 hours today.
Yeah,
that's because we had to be back. It's because you had to be back properly.
Aye.
It's the Saturday show. It's not the dismal Wednesday show. So.
No. Anyway, you're not supposed to go to the game today, Stephan. You can't. You said.
Well, I can't because my street is like an ice rink. So even though I have 6 wheels on this bad boy, they won't grip in the ice.
6 wheels more. 6 wheels more like 6 ways to die.
I know.
It's more like it's a million ways to die in Scotland, guys. Not a million ways to die in the West. Well, if I was to even make it to the bus stop, I wouldn't get there because I'd be skating all over the place. And I'm not like Reese's brother, where I've got the ramp with the metal bar to stop me skating off. I just have
a front door.
Purely a path coming up from my front door, and that's very easy in itself. And then my curb has 2 drop curbs on it, so one at the end, the one at the right outside my window. But if you miss the drop curb, you go down like the high part and you fall flat on your face. So no, I'm not going out in that weather. I'm not risking it.
Fair enough.
Likewise, Karl, if we were going to say a Gig Buddies event this evening, I wouldn't be going because
that's a fair point.
You just see out the front door, right? The bus stop is 100 yards. The bus stop is 500 yards behind me. Fuck.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like that. You've hit the nail on the head. For me to get to my front door to the bus stop, if I'm going at full pelt, it takes me roughly 3.5, 4 minutes to get to a bus stop. Today, it would probably take me like 14 to 20 minutes to get there.
Jeez. Ooh, loose ball there from Palace. Just recovered from that.
Still 1-0 Mackles.
Still 1-0 Mackles, yeah. And yeah.
I always like to see the World League teams guys do well in the round of the FA Cup. I mean, I can tell you what's going to happen with the Antoine Semenyo debut game for City this weekend. What's going
John
to happen?
Larkin has just got his hat trick for Wolves, so it's 4-1 to Wolves.
4-1 now. Hey, Wolves' biggest win of the season. It's coming in the FA Cup. There we go.
It's still 0-0 as well. Manchester United versus Arsenal in the Women's League as well.
Yeah.
But I can tell you exactly what's going to happen with Antoine Semenyo debut today or tomorrow, whenever it is, because I don't know.
It's today.
What's going to happen is Pep Guardiola will field about 5 or 6 academy players, as per usual in games like against Leighton Orient and that when they've played in this round of the FA Cup. The War League team will take the lead first. That is a given. They always seem to take the lead against Man City, Man United, whoever it may be. But when it comes to the crunch, because of better funds and better players being available on the bench, when the World League teams get tired, what usually happens is, and you'll probably see this in the Macclesfield game as well, I hope you don't, but if you do, don't be surprised, is when the World League teams get tired, the Premier League teams will just railroad them and they'll win about 2 or 3-1.
Well, it looks like Maxwell not that tired at the moment. I'm seeing them actually with the stamina.
How long's gone in that game, Karl?
It's just gone. It's just now 56 minutes now, 57 minutes now actually. So it's still a long way to go with that one. But I think, like I said, it looks like some Maxwell players are getting trained up some point soon. But Palace are trying will might make some subs in the next few minutes or so, I think, as well, because especially it's Glass is trying to get the team to calm down because they really are struggling with the aerial threats as well. But I think looking at Macclesfield, the defensive shape has been well good actually.
Just to say, Macclesfield do this. I know Wrexham was pretty big against Nottingham last night, but this was
Wrexham's the championship team. This is a non-league team. This is
that's what I mean. It's not even National League. I don't think. I think it's National League's North or South.
Yeah, they're in the
National League North. So, and they're about. I think they're 4th or something in their league.
Yeah, they are.
Bear in mind where Macclesfield have come from. They got liquidated from the EFL in 2019, 2020, I think it was.
Just a chance for Maxwell there with a shot. It was a weak shot. Benitez got it quite, and Palace just lost the ball to throw it, and it's still in there. It's still in Palace's half. Palace are really struggling.
No, it's cold.
I can't wait for Arsenal in the second half to suffer when Shula comes in for her debut.
Now, bear in mind where Macclesfield have come from. They've come from the Western Counties. First Northern Division. Something stupid like that, because that's where they got put after being liquidated, and they had to be refounded and everything like that. But unlike Bury, they didn't come back as a Phoenix club. They came fully back with new owners.
Robbie Savage.
Robbie Savage. The documentary is on iPlayer about it. So if you've not seen it, check it out on BBC iPlayer. Just type in Macclesfield, it'll come up. Because it's amazing how they've managed to preserve the stadium, preserve the history. Yeah, they had to let all the squad go, but that's fair enough because Palace are 2 down. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That's just come through as well. Yeah.
Macclesfield are managed by John Rooney apparently. So there we go.
Rooney's brother. Yeah, I've just seen a goal right now. Dawson and Kane in the midfield have running the Palace all over the place, and what a goal! And the question is, of course, if Glasner's had those comments, and such a deflection. Benitez could have done better with that as well. I'm just seeing, Buckley Ricketts got the final touch. The
the question is, of course, so lads, now, is because Glasner's had those comments coming on from upstairs or wherever, if Palace lose to Macclesfield, what does this do for Glasner?
It sums up what he says, and this is the thing that I don't understand. Why would you openly come out and say, I want to leave at the end of the season? He's actually, in a way, he's kind of done what Pellegrini did at City.
Yeah.
He said he was happy where he is, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm leaving at the end of the season. Saying that hurts your reputation as the manager because the players are playing for him, but they could turn around and go, well, he doesn't want to be here anymore. We're actually trying to win stuff.
Exactly.
It's almost like he doesn't care. So I feel like he's been a bit of a brat.
Yeah,
he should have said at the end of the season.
So, lads, it looks like we're going to have 2 FA Cup shocks within the third round so far.
I think Palace will still turn it around personally.
I think Palace will still, So Palace made 3 changes at half time and bringing Tarek Mitchell on. Kind of what was the fault for the first goal. He should have done better to mark Dawson. Will Hughes has come on for Rodney and Brennan Johnson's come on. But they've really struggled. I think they've still got Lacroix to come, make it come on. But Palace, look at the Palace's squad. There's only a couple of players still from the under 18. So
who are they playing today? Who? Palace. Who are they playing today?
So Macclesfield. So they're playing in the squad.
All right. All due respect to Macclesfield will fade away. When it gets to the 60th minute mark, they'll be tired. Palace will be like, fine. Is Mateta playing?
Well,
Mateta is not playing.
Is he on the bench?
He's not on the bench.
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
The game is now 62 minutes and 30 seconds old because I've just put it on. And
should be now. It'll kick on from now. Palace should be
It's not so many people at the moment. It's just so many sorts of the crowd and delirium with their cups. And Macclesfield, they could have scored again there, but that chance.
Yeah, I've just seen it as well. Yeah.
Thing is, for Palace, Palace need to score within the next 5 minutes if they want to even force extra time, which would be embarrassing for them to go extra time against Macclesfield anyway.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Yeah, no, we all know this is going to be Macclesfield's biggest game of the season, the biggest game of the year.
Yeah.
For this FA Cup game. So think of the revenue a club like Macclesfield, the National League North, is going to have off the back of 2 TV rights, a full stadium, a full gate.
It's the holders as well. That's the thing.
Yeah. And when's the last time holders have gone out there for cup? The last one I could think of was Portsmouth back a couple of years back in 2009. I think they were the last team. And also,
it's just past the post.
Yeah, but I think the last team went early. It's probably, I would say, it's either Portsmouth or Wigan. Of one of those 2 teams because they were the last.
I think it's Portsmouth.
Yeah.
And it just dawned on me that Macclesfield play on what looks like
a 4G pitch.
A 4G pitch, but it's got patches of ice all over it. It's frozen.
Yeah, and I think that's when Palace will be struggling. I think that's why Dawson in the midfield battle against Palace's midfield. They've just dominated the pitch. That's what they've been. Yeah, and they've really struggled.
Yeah, from what I've seen in the 2 minutes since I've turned this on, I did have us on the big TV as well, but I put the game on. From what I've seen in the 2.5 minutes since I turned this on is a very even battle between an National League North side and a Premier League side.
It is. It has been. These teams are like 113 places apart. 113 league places apart across the football pyramid system. That just shows, and just seeing Steve Parrish and Matt Bright, they're just sitting there, just thinking, how are we losing? Especially, they're just sitting there, they're just looking dejected. They just can't believe this is happening. So,
even for Macclesfield players to have their names on the back of their shirts today, because normally in the National League system,
They
from
don't. In the National League North, they don't.
they don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at that goal. I'm just looking at the second goal there.
I think
And
Benitez should have done better. I've just seen it as well. Benitez should have done better to
Don't get me wrong, it was a nice finish from the boy,
from Buckley Ricketts, but Benitez.
but the goalie could have easily, because it was so slow, he could have easily gotten to that easily by a mile.
I think he looked like his left leg. He felt his left leg was trapped, and he's like he couldn't move it. And that's as for me being a goalkeeper, my experience, players.
I mean, to be fair, a stud could have easily got caught in that 4G surface.
It could have been, but I think because of the 4G surface, they would have had to play a plastic stud. But he should have done better of his position of where the ball was supposed to go. And he should have reacted a lot quickly, I have to say as well. And it's just getting to his knees 6-7 minutes. And I have to say, just like I said, Palace just don't look really up for it. And it's surprising me that they've had not a lot of chances as well. So, as I said.
Now, there's no highlights program this evening. It's tomorrow at 10:30 on BBC One.
Tonight, yeah.
Oh dear.
So it should be highlights tonight for Fridays and Saturday nights, tonight's game. But tomorrow there should be more highlights tomorrow as well. So I'm just as I'm watching Palace, it's the body language. They're just getting the set pieces. There might be a chance for Palace, but a good clear out as well. As well. Just seeing there from who's come on for. It was number 15, Lacey, as well, the left back. Good clear out as well, actually.
What are we? We're 3 minutes away from 70 minutes, so 20 to go. And I don't see Palace looking anywhere near like Nottingham Forest did with this thing going last night.
No, I think it's tough.
Let's be honest. I mean, I know it was Premiership versus Championship, right? But when Sean Dyche made those 3 changes last night, Forest was a different team.
Macclesfield's on the break.
No anymore, they're not.
No, not now. Yeah.
Palace is now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get to that.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, it was actually because Wigan did get to semi-finals when they defended it, but it was possible the last team did not. Yeah, so this is a very huge worry with that one. I'm just seeing here. I think it looks. There's a chance there. Oh, good.
No, it's headed away. It's gone.
Yeah.
Here we go. 2-1. Palace have scored. Oh, it's offside.
It's offside. Yeah, it's offside. Yeah, I'm just bit behind you, but I'm not surprised.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. Yeah, he's offside. Yeah. And they've had a lot more. They've had a lot more offsides where there's been a good chance for them in this game, and they're not turning it around as well. He goes too early as well, Uche as well. And I'm surprised looking at Palace's bench because look at Maxwell bench. They got one former player that played for Man U, Cameron Borthwick-Jackson. He's on the substitute bench for Macclesfield. But looking at Palace's bench, they've only got, other than Henderson, Hughes, and Johnson came on type Mitchell. They've got only the two senior players is Lacroix and Dean Henderson on the bench. Majority of all players are under 18. So they've not really.
Michael's on the break here. I bet you wasn't ever commentary guys to this game.
So I've just seen as well because I've been reading a few things.
We have a corner. Michael's have a corner.
Yeah, so Devaney's just gone off. Casey's come on now. So we're 70 Casey.
By Richards, yeah.
So I've seen that. So Rangers have signed 2 players for combined £7 million for January. Looks like they want a new striker.
One
apparently.
From Graz and one from a Belgian club, yeah.
Yeah, midfielder for Sturm Graz. £7 million combined. To be fair, the fact that Rangers are signing players like that in January, they mean business.
They mean business, yeah.
But apparently Rangers are trying to sign James Penrice from Ike Athens.
Yeah, I think we got a profit. I think we've got a percentage of profit from the next sale actually with Penrice when we sold Penrice. So
I tell you what though, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised of Scott Arfield being on to Livingston from Falkirk.
Yeah, Romans, the left back, signed from Westerlo, and then the £4 million, that was £3 million, then £4 million for Stormgats midfielder Chuck Wani. My only thing, though, and this is a bit concerned, is the amount of players the Rangers are willing to let go.
Ooh, the chance
So,
there.
Palace again, not easily saved.
so
Yeah.
Rangers want a new striker because they're not happy with the number of goals from Danilo, Miovski, and Chermiti, because you don't even play Miovski properly.
No.
But Danny Rowe has said
That was fun.
Danny Rowe has said that Kieran Dill, Clinton, Inshallah, Nedim Bajrami, Rabi Matondo, and
frustrated. They look so dejected in there. They're just so dejected. Sorry about Reece. Yeah.
that's right. So he said Danilo, Bajrami, Matondo, Dill, and Inshallah have all been transfer listed, and they've also put Lyle Cameron on loan. Connor Barron's injured. Why not give Lyle Cameron a chance? And also, apparently, Joe Rothwell could also leave Rangers this January as well. So that's
I forgot about him. I didn't even know he was still there.
yeah. So they're looking to, if they are looking to get rid of them, fair enough. But that means Rangers have got to continue to reinvest. It looks like Jim Gillespie is the leading contender to be the next Rangers chief executive as well.
The Palace fans just look so dejected.
They had to. Do you know what the thing is? They had to leave at 4 o'clock this morning, Stephan, from Croydon to get up to Macclesfield.
Yeah.
4 a.m. in this icy, snowy storm Getty or Gretty, however you pronounce it, weather, and their team, they've just had a shot, but they're putting in a performance like this against the National League North side. I'll repeat that. National League North. Not even National League side yet. We have to win National League North to get promoted to the National League. At the National League levels, the pyramid's a bit more funny because even if you're in the third spot, it's not often the top two will go up automatically, but the third place is not like the playoff in England where it's from.
They have to play against the National League South, don't they? The National League South, don't they? Sometimes,
It's a bit like getting into the SPFL proper for a Lowland League side, for example.
Yeah.
The pyramid is structured like that in the National League North and South. And as much as it's exciting for the fans, I'm just going to have a look and see where they actually are in their season. Bear with me a minute, boys.
All right, I've just got start here. So Macclesfield are the first non-league team to score twice in the FA Cup since Kettering targets full in January 2009. But they're the first against the holder since Ronco against Preston in 1939. So this is yeah.
Do you want to see a scary stat, lads?
Yeah.
That's why I'm actually quite behind Danny Rowe. Look at this.
Let's see there. Let's have a
bear
look.
in mind, he's been charged with Rangers for 78 days.
Yeah. Wow.
That's the form table since he's taken charge.
Wow. I'm amazed that Livingston aren't at the bottom of that, to be honest. I'm amazed they're in the 11th place.
That's a mental turnaround.
The one thing, Reece, I want your thoughts on, and Karl too, before we finish, probably after the Max game, is what's your thoughts on former Rangers and Hearts midfielder and pundit Neil McCann being appointed Kilmarnock manager?
I like Neil McCann as a player, and I like the fact that he said that he would have came to Rangers just to help, but he knew he wouldn't get the permanent job because it's not his position.
Of course,
he feels like he hasn't earned it, which I actually greatly respect. But I think he's done the wrong thing. It's not. He's taken a good number 2 with him to Kilmarnock. I've got no ill will against Neil McCann going to Kilmarnock, but I think personally he'll regret this because Kilmarnock are doomed. Yeah. I think he's going to regret the appointment, but I think he could potentially win the championship with them or even get back straight promotion.
in the
But
first season. Yeah.
yeah, but I feel like he needs a lot to do to get this job back. I think he's gonna. I think he might regret it, but I do wish him well. I really do.
Because between all of us, looking at this form table, we already know who's going down.
Yeah,
In the Scottish Premier League, sorry. Firstly, it's going to be Livingston. Because
they're bottom. They're done.
Yeah, even Doug admits that. He said, "Yeah, it's inevitable. It's going to happen."
They've kept Martindale too long, and to be fair, unfortunately, I know his son personally as well, but they've kept him in the job too long.
But it's because Martindale's virtually built up everything around their stadium with his company and all that jazz. But that's another story.
Yeah.
So Livingston's down automatically, but for that relegation playoff place, for me still, it's between Kilmarnock and Dundee, I would say. So anyone out of the two, and Wayne Rooney's at Macclesfield today, boys and girls.
That's why he's watching his brother today. That's why. So
he's watching his brother and
the host and be part of BBC. Yes, there's a reason why for that.
So interesting fact. I thought Macclesfield were near the top of their division. They're not.
They're not.
14th out of 24th.
Yeah.
On 33 points. But if they win their next week game and results go their way, they could rise to as high as
seeing a lot
as 8th.
Yeah.
Or 9th with goal difference.
I just see some substitutions from bench coming from Maxfield. I think they're going to make some changes. So
wise move.
Yeah, it's a smart move. They're doing this now because I just can't see Palace with the current at the moment. Scoring 2 goals.
Yeah, fair play to Macclesfield for getting this. But yeah, in terms of McCann, like I think he'll.
If he comes drop number 2.
Yeah, but I feel for McCann. I think it's good for him that he's got a job. I think he might regret it, but it's still crazy that the top of the form table is literally, it's not even a gap.
No.
It's a massive gap.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, when he came to the job, Rangers were what, 8 points behind Celtic, and they were 13 points behind Hearts.
They were 8th when he took over. They were 8th. 8th in the table when he took over. And now, if Hearts don't beat Dundee tomorrow away at Dundee,
Rangers beat Aberdeen.
And Rangers beat Aberdeen. Both games are on Sky, folks. Sky Football. One after the other. You've got the Hearts game first. The TV program starts at 1 o'clock, so I'm assuming kickoff will either be 1:15 or 1:30 for that game. Or
half one.
It's a half one kickoff. There you go. Then you've got Aberdeen versus Rangers at 4:30. So I'm assuming kickoff for that will be what, 5 o'clock?
No, I think kickoff's either half. I think coverage will start for 4:30 after the game, so I think it'll be 4:30 kickoff.
Yeah. So it might be a straightaway kickoff for that, but then I think it's 4 or 5 days later, Rangers play Aberdeen again in the reverse fixture at Ibrox.
I think that's Is it Ibrox as well? Because I thought because they played Aberdeen.
Ben, this one's at this game is actually at Pittodrie. Yeah.
So it's basically, in effect, lads, it's a double header for Rangers against Aberdeen.
They've already beaten Aberdeen. They beat them 2-0 a couple of days ago at Ibrox. They've already done this, so this is the reverse fixture.
And then you've got them again at Ibrox coming up virtually not long after this one.
No, Rangers' next game after this is an Athletic in a post-season friendly. Then they play Ludogorets in the Europa League. Then they play Dundee. And then it's against Porto. Then it's Hibs away. Then Kilmarnock at home. We don't play Aberdeen again until 21st of March. Rangers' last game of before the split is the day before my birthday. We play Falkirk away.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
But we play Livingston end of February as well.
I like how you say Aaron's a post-season friendly. I thought that was
that's what it is. That's what it is. It says that's what it says post-season. It just says post-season fixture, so I'm assuming it is a friendly.
Scottish
Is it?
FA Cup.
It's a cup race. It's a Scottish Cup.
It's listed for some reason here as postseason. I don't know why, but
Well, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
Definitely 100% is the Scottish Cup because it's on your old friends of Premier.
Yeah, I have a weird thing as well. Bar the Europa League because Rangers are out. Rangers are not going to get results in the Europa League games, but they could beat Ludogorets. If Rangers somehow, I don't think they will, but if they manage to get close to maximum points between now and the end of the season, if Rangers are to beat Hearts, I don't know if they will, but if they do, and if they were to just get maybe a draw or beat Celtic at Ibrox, I think Rangers could potentially steal the league.
Well, when and where's your next game against Hearts? Is Ibrox?
It's at Ibrox, February 15th, and then on March 1st we play Celtic for the final time in the split before the split. We play, and that's on March 1st. The split obviously is April 11th. Well, my birthday is when the split happens, which is the 12th.
Right, so I'm going to stick my neck out in this one, Reece, because, as you know, I'm a Hibby.
We still have to play Hibs. We still have to play Hibs, so on the 1st.
You're going to be jinxing my team.
And Karl always winds me up with that. But I'm going to stick my neck out and say because Hearts have already beaten the Old Firm 4 times this season. Twice.
I don't think they'll do the full season, though.
No, I don't think we will.
But if they don't do the full season, it's going to be a draw for that game.
No, I don't know. I think if this had been 3 months ago, current form, not so current form Rangers, I would agree with you. I think the fact they've turned it around makes it a little bit hard. I think Rangers, because it's at home, they should win. Before it's a 4:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm under no illusion it's going to be a difficult game for Hearts and probably slightly an easier game for Rangers under Danny Hill now. But I just think that is going to be the crucial game, which is going to be season defining for one of those two teams.
It's just a weird transparency of kickoffs. The Hibs game at Easter Road is a 2:00 kickoff. And 2 weeks later, Rangers, well, to be fair, in that space of time, Rangers play Hibs on away, then they play Kilmarnock at home, 8:15 kickoff on the 4th. 7 days later against Motherwell, it's at Fir Park, it's an 8:00 kickoff. Then it's a 4:30 kickoff on the Sunday against Hearts. It's a 3:00 kickoff against Livingston at just down the road. And then the Celtic game's like 12:00 kickoff. It's such weird transparency of kickoff times.
Yeah.
If Rangers were to play Livingston at Livingston, I'm thinking, well,
They are 3:00. They are 3:00 kickoff here.
Why don't you go? Because I know you're not far, and it's an easy stadium to get in. I mean, not being funny, but it's never full, and there's plenty of seats.
I know exactly what I would do. I would just sit on the hill beside the stadium, so I have to pay a fucking ticket.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a point there. I've seen where the hill is.
If the weather's nice, why don't you go and sit on Reese's Mound or whatever you want to call it?
It's 5-1. We finally got a goal there for Coat, and the his last goal. It's 5-1 to Wolves now, so it's there.
So Wolves are definitely through, so there's no FA Cup upset there.
Leicester through, and also I think Sunderland will get through. It's still 1-0 at Hill Dickinson Stadium, so...
But however, the camera just panned to Glasner.
Just seen it.
Did you see it?
Yeah. He just looks. His motion is just getting all over the place.
I thought he was going to pick that iPad up and smash it off the seat.
Do you know what would be embarrassing because the FA will fine him for that if he did something like that. So, yeah.
Well, lighting up and saying that Sutton United boy got fined for sitting in the dugout eating a pie.
Oh, Ray Shaw, that was a bet, and he lost. That was for part of a bet, and he knew what he did wrong. That's why he's going to be mentioned again.
I know, but think about the coverage I had in the newspapers, Sky Sports, everything.
Yeah, but that was a fix. He knew what he was doing. He got involved in that. So we all knew he was going to do it. We all knew it was going to be a fix because everyone was talking about it for weeks about that.
With 5 minutes to go, unless I can see a monumental collapse from Marcus here, which I can't for the life of me.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, the holders are going to cross out, lads.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
we are going to stay on until the outcome of this game, and we'll end the stream after. Yeah, because I think we'll get.
If you do like an audio commentary to this game and our take on it, please say so in the comments because we could easily do this again.
Well, I've not done a watch because this is now because it's technically now part of a bit of a watch. I've not done a watch for quite a while, so I've just got some team news actually
I've
from.
never done one, to be fair, so it's quite exciting.
Just got team news. Anton Semenyo makes his Man City debut again against Exeter. So Jay Trafford's in goal, Rico Lewis, Cousins in the back four, Alan and Nathan Aki, Roger and Ryan, just Semenyo, McAdoo, checking, and he's a big. Erling Haaland will play in this game as well in the starting 11. So,
oh dear, I would have said Exeter City probably would have had a chance of scoring first, but if Haaland's playing, no, it's cleared away. It's all right. Mark is still 2 up. He's probably going to score first, albeit probably from the penalty spot.
I don't know. Exeter, they've seen their squad as well. Yeah, they see their squad, as I said.
Exeter is managed by former FA Cup winner Gary Caldwell, so it should be a difficult team to break down. I mean, look at this game that we're watching, for example, Macclesfield and Palace. Now in a month of Sundays, boys and girls, you would never think a Premiership team would normally lose to a National League North team, but with
we've passed on the winner's form.
40 seconds to go, then we're losing to a National League North team 2-0. We've just, fair enough, we've had lots of the ball, we've created chances, but I'm really seeing nothing from a team that's holding the FA Cup for about another 90-odd seconds, maybe slightly more entry time, but I'm seeing nothing from this Palace team, and poor Ollie Glasner on the sidelines is going crazy. Having said that, well, they've just got a free kick.
Oh, hang on a second. There's a penalty to Everton, so this one could go to extra time. Everton have just got a penalty, so just we thought,
who's taking it? I think Everton,
yeah.
Who's got the penalty for Everton, my friend?
I think it's going to be Beto who's going to take the penalty because I think he's the designated penalty spot.
So, they'll miss that.
Yeah. Like I said, just all happened. I'll just get the live text of what happened there. The
roof is on fire.
Hang on. So Martin Rowe was replaced by Adam Azu. Azu Joseph out in the penalty area as well. So it looks like it's going to be Aaron Barry at the moment, who's still on there, the lineup at the moment. Beto is going to take the penalty actually because Timo Barry replaced Diblin just not about 25 minutes ago. So it's a goal and everything have equalised as well. So that has gone through as well. James Garner scored a penalty.
2-1 Palace have scored from a free kick.
Yeah,
which was very central.
So there's still hope for Palace. They could turn it around as well.
It's almost as if I just speak things into the masses.
Whoever number 10 is for Palace, it was number 10 who scored.
It was actually number 10 was Yemi Pino. Yemi Pino scored that free kick.
Yeah,
so,
big French player.
I mean, take nothing away from that. John Rooney's just told his team to concentrate. But that was virtually right on the 90 minutes. So the board is just going to go up in 10 seconds. So I'll tell you the injury time coming up, lads.
News as well from Scotland in terms of transfer targets. It looks like
Celtic of injury times at the Maccas.
It looks like Celtic are trying to steal a top Rangers target. Silas Anderson for he's a Swedish midfielder, big Swedish midfielder, but he's like technical player, but he's like really physical as well. Looks like they're trying to steal him from Rangers
at a time at Moss Lane. So yeah, and it looks like James Garner scored a penalty for Everton. So this looks like this is going to go to extra time as well. So.
Now Palace seem to have a spring in their step, but have they left it too long to wait? Will Hughes has just passed the ball out to the wing. The ball's crossed in and it's away by Marcus. Richards has it for Palace, so he's wondering what to do with it. Just pass the ball. There you go.
An interview is coming from Mikey Moore as well. He says he's finding this loan deal as like a good way for him to become. Well, he hopes to be one of the world's best players. Which, to be fair, I like the confidence he's got. A little bit delusional, but he's got confidence. But he says that not a single Rangers player is happy that the club's second they want the league title. That's an 18-year-old. This man's got confidence in abundance. Like, honestly, make a move to Spurs. Like, make a bid.
Well,
just sign him.
I'm just seeing here from Simon Grayson, who's commentated the game at Hillston. He sees it was a soft decision, a penalty decision for what I had. Everton.
Simon Grayson, did you say? Wow.
Yeah, he's commentated for Five Live, at Hill Dickinson Stadium because he's an ex-Sunderland manager. So he was, So he has commentated that, it was a soft decision, a very soft decision.
Just ended up, Karl. Palace have a throw-in.
I'm seeing it as well. I'm watching it, Stephan. So it's full time at Molyneux. It's finished Wolves 6-1 against Shrewsbury as well. Hatcher for Stren Larsen as well too. So
Marcus are breaking. Oh, here we go. Just take it to the corner, lads.
Did they at least just blow the whistle for the Wolves game and not give it added time? Because that's one thing I do hate. When the game's well and truly over, don't give it added time.
Yeah, and they didn't. So it looked like this finished right on the clock anyway. So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's close. It's getting close, but yeah, it looks like Everton Sunderland game will go to extra time. It's still 94 minutes added on. It's full time at Warden Road. Leicester City go through to the fourth round, beating Cheltenham 2-0 as well. So still 2 games left to finish off before the 3 o'clock kickoffs will go off the air before 3 o'clock as well. But yeah, just keep an eye on that one. It's still Palace still in the break at the moment. A good block as well.
He just fell down. No penalty in my eyes.
No penalty. The referee says it's a clean tackle. So he got the ball. So that's
fine.
Come
on, Macclesfield. Come on. Give us another FA Cup shock. Oh, it's Hughesy boy. Oh, nah. Ooh.
It looks like I'm just reading a lot of good transfers. So it looks like Rangers are definitely trying to sign not just one left back, but that's why they want Penrice. They want 2. Thank God, because if that gets rid of that freaking left back dork and improve the midfield, then I'll be happy. It looks like that's what they're after, midfielders and defenders. But Hibs are looking at midfielders apparently.
Sure.
I can't really see names. It's just that they're interested in midfielders. Like that's what they want to improve.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. We're not giving any names because, as I said to Karl earlier on in the show, we're probably going to be panic buying around deadline day anyway, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but it looks like Rangers want a new number 9. They want a new number 9, and they want to get midfielders and a defender.
Send that to voicemail. There we go.
Yeah, it's still 2 minutes left to go at Moss Lane. It's still there. I've just seen Fulham make 7 changes in their squad as well. But Leno is dropped to the bench alongside with Kaney and Sandra Burns and Jimenez. So Kevin will start up front with Smith Rowe as well. And Lemcote comes in, go for it. So yeah.
I love Macclesfield sponsor on their shirts. Did you see that, Karl?
I know what the sponsors rocking cover. Yeah.
Which is basically what we've been doing since the 70th minute of the game.
I think because how Palace was just ducking cover, they just didn't know what to do, and it's gonna be
and it's a way over the bar.
Yeah.
Wolves know Palace are going out, boys and girls.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the end of that. Less than 60 seconds left to go now.
Just keep the ball, fans. Don't give the ball back. Keep the ball. Make them.
I think they will. I think they will waste a bit more time on the clock now, Stephan. I think it's going to happen. So, yeah, the game's gone to extra time at Hill Dickinson Stadium. So, yeah, that will go to penalties after 120 minutes as well if there's no winner.
FA Cup shock number 2 coming up, boys and girls.
It's getting closer and closer just to kill the time
10
off.
seconds to go. Plus maybe a little bit more for retrieving that ball. Do or die for Palace now, surely.
Palace is still trying to close it
Launch
as
it into
well.
the box, Richard. Launch the thing.
Oh,
Really,
there's some big team news for the first time. Wissa and Voltamandi will start play first time together. Their ring changes for Bournemouth as well. So Pope is not in goal. It's Ramsdale going in goal. So
that's it already. Newcastle are out.
That's over. It's over. It's over at Moss Lane. No, it's still not. It's the full start. Nearly came up to the pitch as well. Oh.
It's a free kick.
The free kick.
I think.
Yeah, I think it was a foul. It was a foul from Chris. It was it might have been free kick as well. Fancy came out. So hold the phone there.
That's the free kick to Macclesfield then, surely.
It was a foul throw. It was a foul throw from Chris.
I have some updates as well for the Celtic squad as well for the game against Dundee United. Martin O'Neill's made 4 changes. He's dropped that clown Ralston. McCowan, Benjamin Negron, and Johnny Kenny are all benched. He brings into the squad Liam Scales, Julian Araujo, Sebastian Tunickett, and Rio Hatate all start for Celtic in their squad today. So their lineup: Schmeichel, Araujo, Trusty, Scales, Tierney, McGregor, Hatate, Engels.
It looks like this is the end of the game at Moss Lane.
It's over, yeah.
It's over.
Yep. Yang, Tunickett,
That's it. Game over. Done. Yep. Officially done. Macclesfield have beaten Palace by 2-1.
And the fans are now coming to the pitch as well.
Palace.
Yeah.
Fair play to them, though. Fair play to them for winning that.
You're not going to see that pitch for people. And it's even come through on the breaking news on the BBC as well. It's just come through.
Yeah, Maxfield's produced one of the greatest ever shocks by knocking out the holders, Crystal Palace, out of the FA Cup. They have created history.
So already in this round, we've had 2 Premier League teams bow out at the first attempt of trying to get a FA Cup run together. That is Nottingham Forest and the holders, Crystal Palace FC.
Biggest shock since Bournemouth beat United in 83.
Yeah.
Are out of the FA Cup. Even bigger than when Wrexham beat Arsenal in 1992 with the wonder goal from Mickey Thomas.
They just put the pictures back on of Steve Parish, the chairman of Palace. He just
dejected.
Dejected.
Like, what am I doing here? What am I doing? I've literally been beaten by
a non-league team, 117 places below them. That just
by minnows. It's like the Faroe Islands beating England. That's how big a shock this is.
Yeah, absolute biggest shock. Thank you for most people who stayed on as well. Yeah, like I said, we know that the team knew that's done with the lunchtime stuff as well. It was really good to stay on a bit longer, especially because it's the FA Cup. We knew we might have had some shocks, and we did get one of the biggest giant killer shocking moments in FA Cup history. The non-league minnows, Macclesfield beat the holders, Crystal Palace, 2-1 as well. You know, like I said, Everton are now playing the extra time with Sunderland. So, yeah, I think, guys, we should finish the stream off, especially we're now going on for nearly 2.25 hours, up to 3 hours. I think we could finish off on high with this one. But it's been appreciated that you guys have stayed on, especially it's Saturday. It's the third round FA Cup. We didn't know how we were going to be on, but this has been worth it as you guys have been watching as
Most
well.
definitely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Like, gentlemen, thank you very much always. I know we're not going to be on tomorrow because there's no championship review, but you'll see Reece and Stephan back on next weekend on here on the Saturday show because I will be off work.
Yeah.
They'll be using the StreamYard accounts, which I created for them and the Genetic account to make it easier to produce. So when I'm off work, but I should be back on the week after. But I will be back on next Sunday to do championship review next Sunday as well. So I'd like to say thank you for everyone for tuning in as well. Appreciate that. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. I'm glad there's no podcast tomorrow or this week coming up. So, but yes, you'll hear from Stephan and Reece next weekend as well. Thank you, Michael, for staying on as well too. I really appreciate
Michael,
that.
thank you.
Yeah, but like I said, biggest shock of the day is Maxwell I've just knocked out the hole as Crystal Palace.
That pitch invasion looks amazing, by the way.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I think Rain is going to be hugging his brother to see jubilation, to see his brother knocking out a Premier League team, so it'll be a huge night as well. So thank you very much for everyone for joining. We'll see you guys in a week's time with these two, but I'll be back on as well. But I appreciate everything.
Incidentally, just before we go, the draw for the fourth round is before the Liverpool Barnsley game on Monday. It will be exclusively on TNT Sports.
Absolutely as well. I will maybe do a preview. I don't know what I'll do. I'll see how it happens this week coming up. I've got some time to talk some big ties as well. So, but thank you everyone for watching as well. We'll see you guys soon and have a good week.
Exactly.